right, welcome in. Dynasty Savvy, no fantasy and beers. Dynasty Savvy, fantasy and beers tonight.
You got it.
Rusty, right? Been a week
Yeah,
since
I
we
know
recorded.
exactly. Hey, you've been missing too many Saturday streams lately, but
That's right. Good news
yeah.
though. I'll be there this time. So
Oh, hey, look at that. All right, good deal.
yeah. So I don't know what is going on. It looks like someone threw a smoke grenade in here. Jeez, like it's I don't know. It feels worse than my lighting than normal. But bear with us here. Hopefully, anyone watching on YouTube is just audio listening, not
Yeah,
staring at our faces here. But
I
we
don't know
should
what's causing that right now, but yeah, you definitely look a little hazier than usual.
yeah, I got no idea. But I was noticing that when we were talking earlier, I kept rubbing it and stuff. You know, breathing on it and trying to fog it up like some glasses there. But
Yeah.
we'll move forward on that. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe I'll try and do some repairs while we're streaming here or something. Yeah, we're on what? It's a week 11 now coming up
I
here.
believe so.
Week
Yeah,
11.
season's flying by.
That means fantasy playoff. We got what 4 weeks for fantasy playoffs?
Well, I mean, you don't count the last week.
Well, we got
Oh, you
11,
mean until?
12.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then so we got 4 weeks left until the playoffs. I don't. I mean, like, how are you doing so far in your leagues, Dan? Like, what's like I guess cross all dynasty redraft everything. What's been the consensus here for you through 10 weeks for your team?
I feel like it's been like a pretty mixed bag. I feel like I have like a lot of teams that are just like a little over 500, a little under 500. So, I mean, I got a few, I got a few teams that are doing like particularly well. And then, I mean, in Dynasty, I think I just have one true rebuilding team. Although we were just talking about the no pun intended league and crunching some numbers there, I think I'm like probably out of it realistically, unless I like win out and like win a tiebreaker. So yeah, it's definitely been like a mixed bag so far. I mean, I feel like I've had like a lot of good hits on players, especially rookies. Um, so I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's like some bad luck involved a little bit. Though I still think there's a chance for that to kind of regress positively and sort itself out. So I wouldn't be surprised if I had like a good run the rest of the season here. And hey, I mean, maybe some of these teams get hot at the right time and end up winning a championship or two. That's the hope, anyways. Um, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, like I haven't been like dominating like too many of my leagues. Even though there were some rosters where at the beginning of the season I'm like, oh man, like this team's gonna crush. There's gonna be like no beating it.
Yeah.
And sure enough, just through injuries or underperformances or just the bad luck of a lot of points scored against you or losing close matchups, so many different variables there that it hasn't quite gone that way for the most part. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if there's some like perfect like answer to explain all of it. I think I'll just have to kind of see how the rest of the season plays out. But I mean, I definitely think I'll have a chance to win some championships. And so yeah, I don't think I have any like major regrets at this point. Sometimes it's just kind of the luck of the draw with fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, we get reminded every time we fire up. What is it from week 1, and then now we're week 10. I'm already numb to everything. So, James Conner going down. That was a big one for me. I mean, honestly, that's probably affected me pretty good on some teams because like. I mean, dude, I had him on so many rosters. Like, if I had a free James Conner, just like to insert my lineups, that'd be pretty awesome. But it hasn't
Yeah.
been a big enough loss where I don't think it's like really it's gonna lose me any leagues or anything. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, there's been some actually, yeah, I mean, there's some of my more owned guys. I mean, Njoku's been having some issues, stuff like that, and then also just fanning happened. So, I mean, really, some of my top guys, like through injuries or other stuff, have not been that great. But
Even like Evan Ingram and Johnny
yeah,
Smith, like we love hammering those tight ends and like startups and everything like that. And so
yeah.
yeah,
No,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's actually that's hilarious because those were literally like the three. If you pre Johnu trade,
right.
though, I mean, once he got traded, it was like over. I traded him for like a third and a two tight
Right,
end
exactly.
premium
Yeah,
league.
it's
And
useless at that
no,
point.
no looking back, but yeah, I mean, dude, those were like some of the best tight ends on paper because they're going so late
Yeah,
and have been so productive. And man, yeah, they've been trash. So
yeah, and I mean they seemed like cheat codes in those heavy tight end premium leagues, and they had been in the past,
yeah.
but yeah, kind of just came to a screeching halt this
I
year.
mean,
But thankfully, like all the hits at the rookie tight ends kind of, I
yeah.
feel like have filled that void. So that's what's been the kind of the, I don't call it a pleasant surprise because I think toward the end of the offseason, we were definitely on board with a lot of these rookie tight ends. It took me a while to get there though, because I don't know, I was just sort of anti tight end in general. But I definitely came around to these rookies, of course, and obviously own more Gatson than any other player in Dynasty, own a decent amount of Fannin and, a couple Warrens. So, yeah, the rookies have helped make up for it.
No, yeah, absolutely. They've really helped. And one thing, yeah, I mean, honestly, the rookies, like, I mean, I didn't even have any Warren or anything like that, but just off like buying rookies high, I feel like it's been really, really good. Like I've gotten like 3 Ibukas, 3 darts at like prices like I've been pretty really happy with.
Yeah.
And to get exposure, I even bought some Harveys and some Henderson stuff like that. So I mean, really
Yeah.
just like being active. Like you can't draft every rookie. Basically, just get your favorite ones or wherever So it's really just like luck of the draw sometimes. Like it really felt like I had no picks in between like 108 and like basically like 203. Like dude, I had maybe like and if I did, I traded out of it. So it was just like really. I really don't have any of those players minus everything that I've now traded for. Now I have a bunch more of these players because I've been actively trading for them and stuff. So I don't know. I think that's one of the biggest things I'm gonna remind myself next year is like, dude, honestly, I don't care if I gotta pay more for a rookie. I'm paying for information. I'm paying because like, okay, well, I probably didn't draft much of this guy because I had questions about what it was, situation or their talent. And hey, when you get new information, I'm happy to pay the new price, if that makes any sense. So I'm
Yeah, and you very wisely bought up a bunch of Harveys and Hendersons, as you mentioned recently. And hey, I mean, it may be wheels up for both those running backs going forward because we got an injury to J.K. Dobbins. There was even some thought he might go on IR.
yeah.
I guess it's not quite that serious, but he seems very questionable for this week. And could this be like a can't put the genie back in the bottle situation with Harvey if he comes out and has a big game? And even more importantly, we finally saw that massive breakout from Henderson. So you got to be pretty happy about that.
No, yeah, I mean, hey, good to see the. Yeah, I remember watching that first play of the game. Like, oh my goodness, like you could have on the first carry or whatever, he could have cribbed it, and then thankfully he did the next two. And what's so funny is when I was watching that game, like on Red Zone, it was like that game and another one kept flashing back and forth. And I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, I wonder like what would happen. Like it literally what ended up happening, like what I was thinking ended up happening. Because I'm looking at my Hendersons. I'm like, man, like I need Henderson to like somehow break one here. And I'm like, even if he did break one, like he'd be the kind of player to go down on the 1 yard line here.
Oh God.
And
yeah.
then we won't. I won't even. It's not gonna happen, right? And then sure enough, he actually breaks it, and then is like looking like, should I go on the one? Thankfully, goes in. Probably because he probably knew, or whoever was signaling, they probably knew the other team had 3 timeouts still because it was on the first down. So I was glad that Henderson got in there and finished out the strong week. I can't believe that ended up like actually playing out. I mean, it was only one play really to see that because yeah, if the Buccaneers like called timeouts, then he would absolutely go down. So. Yeah, good to see with Henderson. I feel like that's also like a trust gainer, like maybe he was doing it on purpose to look back. He's like, Coach, I'm not scoring unless you tell me to, because know, he's been whatever one way or another in the doghouse with Vrabel. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Very good to see. But yeah, Harvey has been a guy like people loved him, man. People loved him way more than I did, and I'm very excited about him. I mean, like as soon as his price is going down, got some of him. I hope Dobbins goes on IR. I don't own any Dobbins. He's been not good. Like he has like one good game since September or something. Like it's he feels way better than what he's been when I'm looking back on it. I don't know if do you own any Dobbins or.
Yeah, I own one Dobbins. I had another that I traded away, and then I have 2 Harveys right now. In fact, I mean, you encouraged me to basically like trade for Harvey in a league recently. It was actually with Joey in the King of the Hill league. That was where I gave like Montgomery in a second, and I got Harvey and Tootin. So that just kind of seemed like a fun gamble on kind of buying low on a couple of high upside rookies that maybe are like right on the verge of breaking out. And yeah, that might be happening with Harvey. We haven't quite seen it with Tootin yet. I don't know. Maybe that's just going to take an injury at this point.
Yeah.
But again, it could be like the Harvey thing where potentially if Tootin can just get on the field, due to an ETN injury and then play well, there might be no going back. So hopefully that's the case with Harvey. And but yeah, I mean, if you're trying to get ahead of things, I mean, I still think there's some hope for Tootin at some point. So he's still probably a pretty good buy low if you're trying to find like the next Henderson or Harvey right now. I mean, Tootin would be a pretty obvious candidate for that.
Yeah, definitely takes an injury at this point, but you never know. I mean, right? Like, I mean, especially if VTN got actually hurt, and you're just thinking about like the, the parlay of a bet. I mean, if he was hurt and he actually had a big injury, whatever the odds of that are, heck, I mean, are the Jaguars re-signing him? Probably not. So, I mean, then at that point, it could be Tootin's backfield. So, yeah, I mean, but he's just like so reasonably priced though as a handcuff with some nice upside that I keep trying to get as much Tootin as possible at this point. I've still been buying some. So
Yeah. And another thing that's kind of been on my mind with running backs lately is kind of looking ahead and thinking about how we can gain an edge in dynasty, kind of going into the offseason. Not to be looking like too far ahead here, because obviously the first priority is winning some championships and taking home some money and everything like that. But there are a number of running backs that are set to hit free agency this offseason. And with that comes great potential to gain value. If an NFL team throws a bunch of money at them and the running back goes to a better situation with a big contract, I mean, there's going to be a big boost to their dynasty value. So some guys that come to mind are like Kenneth Walker and there were a few others. I should have written them down. But, oh yeah, Breece Hall. That's the other big one I want to think of. Yeah. And then there are also a bunch of like smaller guys like Tyler Algier and a bunch of others as well. Maybe ETN, yeah. So yeah, maybe I'll put together a whole list at some point. But I mean, those are some sneaky guys to potentially buy in dynasty. I mean, even if you're a rebuilder, I mean, typically you're not like looking to trade for running backs, but I could see scenarios in which almost getting one of those guys like thrown into a big deal could like make sense. Like for instance, in Waste Management, where I'm co-managing with Seb, we were trying to deal. So that team is rebuilding. We've pretty much given up on the season, and we were trying to kind of sell high on T. Higgins. I know you were interested in him as well, so maybe there's still a deal there to be had.
I wasn't, but Seb was trying to pawn him off to me.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, fair enough. But in any case, we were basically trying to sell T. Higgins and get like a 27 first plus Kenneth Walker. We thought that would be a savvy move to make.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So, that'd be... Yeah, but then the guy ended up moving his 27 first to someone else, so destroyed that plan. But yeah, just a little something I thought I'd throw in there to kind of look ahead and something you can potentially gain an edge with. Because I'm sure a lot of people, like, that's the last thing on their mind. They're not thinking about, the contract details of these random running backs that are, especially the ones that are disappointing, like Kenneth Walker.
I mean, K9's been like so bad for fantasy that, I mean, like really, I mean, I've been, under the belief I'm just holding them and just seeing what happens, right? He's probably leaving, so I mean, it feels likely. They're not even using him. Like, why would they even bring him around and tag him and stuff?
Exactly.
Just let him walk. So, and then for Jacob, who welcome us because he's in the chat here. So he says he's hating on Harvey, but hey man, he might have five catches for 100 yards. So I mean, that's the thing I love about Harvey is the receiving work and the explosive playability. So it's a tough matchup against KC this week if he does start. But so I mean, I definitely don't expect much on the ground, but you never know. Again, one carry from Harvey, he's very explosive. But hey, what we're talking about for Dynasty here could be very good for Jacob because he is obviously, he loves to do the productive struggle out of the startups, kind of just punt the first year. I mean, a lot of those teams probably don't have any running backs. I mean, I don't know what he thinks about, insert all these running backs' names without contracts, but I mean, you could probably get pretty reasonable leverage deals for productive receivers and get a K9 and a first, like you were saying. I mean, my God, that'd be a dream right now to get something like that for like a guy like T. Higgins or something. That'd be phenomenal. So I love thinking like that. That's why I just can't stop being interested in Breece Hall. Like I swear he's so good. Like he keeps doing it. He keeps flashing every other week, and then they stop giving him the ball, and it's like, I mean, just the fact that he put up an RB2 overall season on that Jets team with Tim Boyle and Chris Streveler, Winnipeg he's like Winnipeg Blue Bombers like emergency backup quarterback right now. So like that tells you how bad like they were at quarterback. I mean, my God, Zach Wilson, of course.
Mhm.
I mean, it's phenomenal that Brees Hall was able to do that off the ACL. He's still having these awesome games and then breaking touchdowns. I would just love, please, for the love of God, just get him on any other team where he could just see like a full workload.
Yes.
I mean, like genuinely, Brees Hall could. I mean, I don't know. Who knows if the I mean, I don't think JT's season right now is in the cards really for anyone. I mean, obviously people can get in there, but like I think a legendary running back season is absolutely in the range of outcomes for Brees if he can get in the right situation and
Right.
get that volume and in a successful offense. I mean, my God.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine him as like the workhorse on the Chiefs? I mean, that would just
Yeah.
be a dream.
Yeah, no, that would have been phenomenal. I would have been a little like less probably excited than most if it happened like right now because
Okay.
okay, I know running backs they can kind of fill in pretty quickly and learn things,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I still swear they'd use Kareem Hunt and like all and Brashard
Oh,
Smith
God.
and stuff like that. Like so, I was like actually not as excited as everyone else, but it still would have been awesome to see that. And
I mean, I think if they
going
had,
forward,
I'd like to think that if they had someone as talented as Brees Hall, that would kind of change the formula.
I
I
hope
think
so.
part of it is just like they don't have like a clear stud in the backfield, so it just kind of makes more sense to use the committee. But yeah, I hear your concern. I mean, but I don't think Andy
it's like
Reid
a it's
bad
like
as
a
like Sean.
mid-season thing though, you know, where it's like, okay, this guy just joined the team, so they're
Yeah,
like, then they start working him in, and you're like, oh my God, like, can I actually start Brees Hall, dude? Like,
yeah,
why is Isaiah Pacheco and all these other two guys like, they're why are they in like a four-way split? Like, I mean, that could be a nightmare, but maybe yeah, it would go. That would be phenomenal though if he got there in the off season.
right.
Probably unlikely to happen now because it would have had to happen now the deadline. But yeah, get him on I don't know, the Bears, something like that, or
Yeah.
whoever's got money. That's a decent team. Would be phenomenal. I think like dude, Brees Hall is so disrespected in Dynasty. Like people just don't care about him.
Mhm.
I mean, if you get him for like a late first, like hell yeah. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
anything
I
in
mean,
that
that's not,
late first range, I'm doing.
yeah, it's not crazy. I mean, would you? I assume you'd be more likely to do that if you're contending, right? Because obviously you can use Brees Hall, even though the Jets are kind of a mess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'd be trying to figure out how to do it without a first if I'm
Right.
not contending, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah.
Or getting him as like, okay, how do I sell, it's Roma Dunze for Brees Hall in a first or something along
Yeah,
those
exactly.
lines, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because yeah, it's hard to give away first as like as a rebuilder.
Right.
Even if it is a good deal, I mean, oftentimes these actually don't even age that well. Like when you're giving up first, what you can get. So yeah, love looking ahead at some of these running backs, and then not only the guys that can sign deals, but the guys that can, there's this long road ahead of them. They have to survive free agency and then the draft. But you got like the Jets two backs, Braylon Allen, who I know Jacob's not a fan of, and then also kind of like I guess maybe all three of our kind of guy. We probably have a lot of Isaiah Davis, all three of us combined.
Yeah.
Feels unlikely like he'd be in some like lead role, but yeah, I mean maybe if Braylon Allen kept the job.
Yeah.
And then Charbonnet, maybe Charbonnet. I've actually been having this thought over the last couple of years, but I'm like, no, Charbonnet is so much better. Maybe he's the next Alexander Madison. It's Charbonnet.
Charbonnet's the next Alexander Madison.
Maybe he is. I don't know. I mean, I think he's better, but he
Yeah.
has not been very good for real life purposes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he's just a complete he's just like such a dude, like just a guy. If K9 were to leave or something, I hope not. I think Charbonnet could be. He has all the tools, and we've seen him be amazing, but like something this year has not been right with him.
Mhm.
And who else would be? I guess Tootin would be one that would be in line to take over if ETN were to leave, though he feels like he might be able to get re-signed at this point. So, yeah, I mean, there's certainly an edge by looking ahead to not only who's leaving, but what jobs could then get opened up.
Yeah, and how about maybe a buy low on Bijan right now because he's kind of disappointed the past few weeks, and a lot of that has to do with Tyler Algier vulturing touchdowns. So yeah, if Algier leaves in free agency, yeah, as it wheels up for Bijan, I mean, yeah, maybe they draft like a running back in the mid rounds or something to kind of as an Algier replacement, but that guy might not be as good as Algier, especially right away. So I don't know. People thought that this year might be the year for that legendary running back season from Bijan, but hey, maybe it's next year once Algier is gone potentially.
Yeah, I mean, as funny as it sounds, like that could be true. I mean, you never know. I mean, hopefully they don't draft someone to replace Algier. I mean, they really like Algier. There was some Raheem Morris quote basically calling him like Algier a superstar. So like,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That
was pretty wild.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we know Algier's an all right back and everything, but man, I don't think we think he's like that good. I mean, my God. So yeah, I've also been seeing the goal line splits. It's been like the goal line or inside the 5 carries has been like 10-4 for Algier this year. So yeah, I mean, maybe there is something else.
Wait, Algier has the 10?
Yeah, he has the 10. So yeah,
insane.
I mean, Bijan really is being held back by Algier, as funny as it sounds. So I mean, there certainly could be something there for Bijan.
It's funny because like that was one of the arguments for like Bijan over Gibbs, like whether in redraft or dynasty, it's like, oh, like with Bijan, you don't really have to worry too much about the competition and like the goal line carries, whereas like Montgomery seemed more likely to, steal, about like half the goal line carries from Gibbs, but yeah, I mean Gibbs has been unbelievable. I mean, just another like absolutely bananas game from him, and a huge game from the Lions. I mean. I'm feeling pretty good as a Lions fan, but also as an owner of a lot of Lions players in fantasy and dynasty. With that beatdown, I mean, I know it was a great matchup against a bad Commanders defense, but with it being the first game that Dan Campbell took over play calling, I definitely think it was a great omen for pretty much like all your Lions. I mean, I think it's pretty much like stock up for just about any Detroit Lion player in fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly see it with JMO's usage. I mean, it was night and day what we've been seeing, and I mean, at least to the anti JMO people out there, I mean, like the coaching change was in for any, I guess, Lion, because there was a bunch of good Lions. Like the coaching change from Ben Johnson to who the hell is John Morton or whatever his name is.
Right.
Is that his name?
That's his name.
John Morton. Yeah, I mean, he absolutely has hindered and been terrible for. I mean, basically nullified everything that like JMO can do from kind of a real life perspective too, right? He's not getting the ball in real life. He's getting like 1 catch a game, it feels like, or 1.5 catches. It feels like. I don't know. Maybe he has.
Oh, I mean, it's been brutal. I mean, as a JMO owner, but I mean, it really has been trending up, and I mean, this was the best sign yet. He just looked like it seemed like a different offense where it's like, oh my God, JMO's actually like a part of it, and it really felt different for the first time. But even before that, I mean, in total, the past 4 games, I mean, JMO's pretty much hit and had a good week 3 of the past 4 weeks. So, but it even felt different this past week. And by the way, we have the Smitty in the live chat. Welcome to the channel. I think that's a new name. He says, keep 1, White, Hunt, Pacheco. So I'm assuming this is like a keeper league question.
This is like just like maybe he owns all 3 and he's got.
So he has to drop 2 of them.
I mean, he must be down bad if he's keeping, if he's considering keeping Kareem Hunt. So, but yeah, this is like redraft. He probably has all 3 of them, or maybe they're all on waiver wire or something like that.
Right.
He's got to keep 1. So.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about Rachaad White? It does seem like our boy Sean Tucker has been kind of eating into things a bit.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, Rachaad White. For a second, I was thinking that was Smith for some reason. I don't know. It looks like something. Okay. Because it had all the Chiefs guys. Yeah, Rachaad White. Interesting. I mean, I would just keep whoever is playing this, like who's usable this week, right? I mean, God, Hunt and Pacheco have been useless when they're both out there.
Yeah, so I mean, Hunt's been. I wouldn't say Hunt's been useless. I mean, even if he's
when Pacheco is out, he's certainly usable. I mean, he's been actually had a couple good games. So if Pacheco
that's what I'm saying. Okay, maybe I misunderstood you, but yeah. I mean, Hunt has probably been. But yeah, so I mean, I guess it basically comes down between like Hunt and White. Like if you had to start one this week, which one are you keeping?
Whoever's back is not back in the backfield. There's a lot of backs.
Well, I mean, Bucky Irving doesn't seem like anywhere close to coming back. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but
he was doing walkthroughs and spotted at practice. So yeah, he was doing walkthroughs. So there was a report saying they have no idea when he's back, but then he's doing walkthroughs. So spotted at team practice. So who the hell knows? So I don't know like how to answer.
I mean, a walkthrough is like nothing. I mean, you're basically like. Going through plays, you're running plays, but you're doing it slowly and no tackling. And
it is, but normally like hurt guys aren't doing walkthroughs, so it's good to have it at practice. So we'll have to see. My answer is if Bucky is back, then okay, yeah, I'd keep Hunt if Pacheco's not back. If not, I mean, like I don't think it matters if they're both if Bucky and Pacheco are back. Does it really matter? I mean, I guess you could still say Hunt because he can at least punch one in at the goal line.
Yeah.
I
I guess the
would just
question is this. I mean, maybe, hopefully he's not starting any of these guys this week. I mean, not that Hunter White would be like terrible
yeah.
starts if the starter head's injured. But if he's not starting any of them and he's just like stashing one for the rest of the season, hoping for upside, like which one would you stash on your bench?
Like I don't even have an answer to that honestly. Like they're all so bad. I would probably I would stash Rashad White because Bucky has two injuries. It's not just one.
Mm-hmm.
It's the shoulder. I think is like way more concerning than even like the foot thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think he's had a couple bad games here for sure in a row. But I mean, at least he can. Like I don't know. He's more. I'm way more interested in Rashad White than I am like the Chiefs guys, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So what about you?
Oh, sorry. I was looking at my DMs because I had heard back from Joey about that trade we were negotiating. But what was the question? Which guy would I prefer to hang on to as a stash?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let me look at like Rashad White's like last game. I mean, I own him in Grease Bowl League, but I'm kind of out of it there. So I didn't even really pay attention that much to like how he performed this week. But I'm pulling it up now. It looks like he had 10 carries, 38 yards. Did have 5 catches for only 16 yards, so no touchdowns. So I mean, somehow by hook or by crook got 10 fantasy points. But yeah, it hasn't been great for Rashad White. Rashad White lately. I mean, he had the bye the week before that, and then the 2 weeks prior to that, it was like 8 points each of the weeks. So yeah, he's been pretty underwhelming lately. He had started hot when he first took over. He had like a 23-point game, like a 17-point game. But yeah, he's really kind of has crashed back to reality here. And I think that's kind of has coincided with Sean Tucker earning a role. And we've always liked Sean Tucker quite a bit, or at least I have. And I always wanted him to kind of I was thinking he might take over that RB2 role over Rashad White this year. Didn't quite happen, but I don't know. Maybe it's starting to now, but it's kind of a split backfield at the moment. So, yeah, that's the thing. Is like Rashad White doesn't seem like a great handcuff because he's still kind of splitting with Sean Tucker. I mean, I guess he catches the passes, which helps, but I don't know. It feels like a little blah. But, I mean, looking ahead on the schedule, I do see a lot of green matchups, especially weeks 14 to 17. It's all green matchups on Sleeper. So, maybe stashing a Buccaneer running back isn't the worst idea in the world here. So I don't know, but yeah, Kareem Hunt's that like annoying guy that just like scores points somehow, and you just like a cockroach that you can't kill. So I don't know. I guess I'll. I mean, I don't know. I do think the whole Bucky Irving situation is kind of fishy. Like, I feel like there's like something we're not hearing about that, something they're not telling us, but I definitely don't feel good about that. So I guess I'm gonna barely say Rashad White, but I think it's really close between
good
him
enough
and
tiebreaker.
neither particularly exciting.
Yeah, a good enough tiebreaker to me is like, who do you think is going to get re-hurt? Or like, who's the most injured running? Like, I think Bucky Irvin's clearly the most injured back. Like, just have his backup. I mean, I know White.
Yeah, that's why I'm leaning for him between me not trusting Bucky the rest of the season and seeing how like green that schedule looks on Sleeper. I think the tie goes to Rashad White there.
Yeah. I mean, long-winded answer there for you, Smitty, but I hope that's.
Hey, we're thorough here. We're thorough. We give thorough answers.
It's a tough one. Bucky is very banged up. Whether he's back or not, he could always be re-hurt. So,
we got. Go ahead.
Oh, I just don't care about those Chiefs guys, to be completely honest. I mean, Hunt with Pacheco out, but
we got Todd's Real Lawn. Welcome, good to see you. He says, "Hey, hope you guys are well. Just got done with our show on the Tube and wanted to ask Knicks or Tua this week. Am I crazy for liking Tua, or am I getting too cute?" Hey, well, I didn't realize that you had your own YouTube channel, so I assume it's under this account, the Todd's Real Lawn. So yeah, feel free to tell us about that. If you want a little plug for your channel. But yeah, what do you think? Knicks or Tua this week, Blake?
Knicks or Tua, man. I don't know. I think Tua has a good matchup, right? He plays like
Commanders.
He plays Commanders. Yeah, he's good in the matchup. Actually, yeah, you even said, I guess he didn't have like a great fantasy week, but you even said like it's going to be like some Tua week, and then they
because my theory with Tua is going to be the opposite. So I guess if I'm holding true to that theory, which didn't work out so great this past week, I guess I could say he's going to flop against the Commanders. But man, I might just have to take the bait on this one because that just seems like too tempting, too enticing against the Commanders. So I would I mean, but God, how do you play two over Knicks though? So
Yeah,
wait, Knicks is playing who this
he's
week?
playing KC. I know that like yeah, I know that it's a terrible matchup, but KC gets. I mean, they've been scoring a ton of points, dude. Like I'm just playing the better quarterback.
I
It's
agree.
like
I'm playing Knicks. I mean,
yeah,
it could go wrong. I mean, maybe Tua has the game of his life, but more likely than not, like it's probably just too good to be true. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's somewhere in the middle, and he just has like a solid game.
he could absolutely
200
have a
yards
good.
and a couple touchdowns. But
Yeah, he could absolutely have a good game, but so could Bo Nix.
sure,
Like
maybe that
Bo
game's
Nix
a
could be in a
shootout.
shootout and he runs and he does. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen, right? I think a start sit by the way last week we had was like between Love and Nix, and I was like, ah man, like that's like a tough one, but like I gotta go Nix against the Raiders defense easily. And I think they both scored like 7 points, or whatever. So I was glad that like
Yeah,
we didn't sell someone on that one. But like Knicks had been red hot. You absolutely have to play the better quarterback. Like, dude, I think Knicks can not score you negative points. I mean, that's not even out of
yeah.
Tua's range of outcomes.
Yeah, I mean, if
Gotta
you
go
start
Knicks.
Tua, he's gonna score like 4 fantasy points,
Yeah,
and if you bench Knicks, he's gonna go for like 40. It's like,
yeah.
oh my God, what was I thinking?
Knicks just flat out has a way higher ceiling we've seen. I don't care how it looks in real life.
Yeah.
He scored like 40 fantasy points in the fourth quarter a few weeks ago. So
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
he's had at least like two just absolute massive spike weeks this season. So
yeah.
he's definitely a guy you're afraid to ever bench because you that game could come when you least expect it.
Yeah. I just want to play my better players or whatever. I mean, I think Tua could be a better start than some quarterbacks, but I certainly don't have enough confidence in him to say
Yeah,
otherwise.
but to answer this next question directly, he says, "Am I crazy for liking Tua?" You're not crazy,
No.
but if you actually start him over Knicks, like yes, I would say you're crazy because I mean I've made so many mistakes like that over the years. I mean, what was the famous one in Blood, Sweat, and Beers League championship round? I
And
started
Noah.
Noah Brown over Calvin Ridley, and I lost the championship because of that. So please learn from my mistakes. That stupid decision cost me hundreds of dollars. Because yeah, that's like $100 buy in the league. So that would have been what, like $800 winnings or something like that. So basically lost. I mean, I think I won a little bit for second place, but basically lost like north of like $600 because I started Noah Brown over Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
So please learn from that. Just do the right thing. Just start Knicks. Like don't overthink it.
Yeah, I agree. And hey, I genuinely in Dynasty, I've been like a voice of reason for Tua. I've been saying like, get him because
Yeah.
I'm all right with living with some uncertainty at his price. You don't even have to pay like a first for him all off season. Now it's been pretty bad, but not as bad as it feels. He's actually had most of his games have been whatever QB2 or better. Thankfully, it's not like he's that bad, but I don't know. I don't hate him if we're talking like dynasty. If we're in redraft, I don't know. I just leave him on the waiver wire. So that's that's what I've been doing in the one league where I lost Jaden Daniels in redraft and just going and looking
Yeah.
at all.
And yeah, by the way, I just looked up Todd's Real Lawn
Okay.
page, 93 subscribers. So kind
Hey.
of in a similar place as Dynasty Savvy. So
Oh yeah.
uh, yeah, I'm taking a look here. It looks like he talks about I'm assuming it's like lawn care stuff.
Interesting.
Uh, I don't know. Let us know. I'll probably take a closer look at it after the stream. But yeah, check out his
Yeah.
channel.
I just gave him a subscription, and as a some summer worker lawn technician,
Right.
hey, I'm interested in some lawn stuff. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm a
actually yeah, I bought a lawnmower
yeah.
this past summer, so I'm actually cutting my own lawn now for like the first time
There you
since
go.
I bought my house. So yeah, might need to get some tips there on the channel. So yeah, check that out.
Nice. Yeah, I'll certainly check that out, Todd. So thanks for letting us know that. And then we got. Oh yeah, Jacob said. Oh yeah, he said this earlier, by the way. Jacob said Sharp on the same career arc as AJ Dillon. Honestly, like not inaccurate because there was Aaron Jones ahead of him. Charbonnet's been getting opportunity. I remember when AJ Dillon kept getting opportunity and he just couldn't do anything with it. I mean, they're both second round picks. I'd say that's a. I mean, at this very second, I wouldn't be like shocked if he ends up being AJ Dillon. I hope he isn't. I pray he's better. And then Seb says start to bench to. Also, what league, Seb? Answer this before I answer that. Is that Vidal Harvey league? What league was that? And hopefully that didn't lose you a game because I think me and Chase were saying go Harvey over Vidal, and that one aged extremely poorly. So I think Vidal had a really good game, didn't he?
Yeah, Vidal had a good
16
game,
points or so.
and he continues the trend that I had pointed out recently, where he's
Yeah,
good every other game.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. He literally is. It's just I don't know. I guess don't play him this week. Like,
I know exactly. Although I mean, it's so tempting to because he's coming off a good
yeah.
week.
Think about it. People might not have started Vidal like anytime.
Right. They just made the wrong decision every
Yeah,
single week, just chasing what happened the week before. So yeah, I guess if you have another reasonable option, maybe you bench fight all this week and just
yeah,
follow the trend. But it is his last week starting, so I'm sure a lot of people will be starting him. So I think I have him going in a couple leagues, actually maybe like 3 leagues now, because I actually just traded for him. I got him as like a throw-in where in a trade where I was basically trading a late 26 second for Tez Johnson, got a Vidal thrown in. But yeah, I don't know. It's funny how it's just alternated like every
yeah.
single time.
No, that's hilarious. I mean, I like actually people might. It would be hilarious if people like sit him though, and then he goes off this week.
Yeah, it's like, oh, of course, he finally breaks the trend now, of course.
Yeah. So I don't know. Good luck for. I don't even have any Vidal at least in my lineup like decisions or anything. So.
Yeah.
Good luck to you Vidal guys out there this week. But Seb asked between Harvey, Pitts, and Joku White, assuming Rashad White, start to bench to. I mean Harvey if Dobbins is out is like, I mean absolute like smash start. Like I mean I'm trying to fire him up basically everywhere if Dobbins is out. And then Pitts and Joku White. I'm gonna assume this is a like at least a half point premium. Seb plays in dynasty leagues.
Yeah.
What do you lean there? Like Pitts has been really good. I wouldn't lean on Joku right now at this point.
All right, so he has to bench two between Harvey, Pitts, and Joku and White.
Yeah, so like he's got to play Harvey if Dobbins is out.
Yeah, I mean, even if Dobbins is playing, like, I mean, Harvey's
Yeah,
by hook or by crook, he's been scoring touchdowns and making things happen. So
yeah, Dobbins would have like a limited role if he were to somehow play this week. So
yeah, so I kind of feel like maybe you're just starting Harvey regardless.
hope for the best.
Yeah, and then let's see, Rashad White. Who's White up against this week? Bucks are playing. I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, gonna be about
the Bills. So that's a pretty good matchup. So yeah, maybe I'd probably be tempted to go White and Harvey.
Yeah, I think that's about. I mean, what has Pitts been doing? Like how good?
Yeah, I was gonna look him up because again, I don't own any Pitts, so I always have to like check with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's look up Pitts' game log
he
here.
was really good.
I mean, there's no target competition outside of Drake London. Yeah, he's coming off a dud. I mean, it is a pretty good matchup against the Panthers. His first game against the Panthers in week 3, 6 targets, 4 catches, 39 yards, no touchdowns. So maybe it depends a little bit on like what the tight end premium is. I mean, if this is like a 1.0 tight end premium, maybe you got to go Pitts over White. But I'm just kind of feeling the 2 running backs personally.
Yeah, I mean, I think White's a really strong start. I got him in the lineup. I think I would lean if it's tight end premium. I would just lean Pitts. Pitts has a really nice floor. It seems like he might surprise you with a few extra catches or touchdown. Whereas Rashad White, I'd be happy to have to start him, but I don't know. We were talking about Tucker kind of having a better role, so I'd lean Pitts if it was tight end premium. If it's not, though, absolutely I'm starting White.
But could this be one of those games where it's just like a crazy shootout and like you just wanted to get as many pieces of it as you possibly could? Bucks Bills.
It absolutely could be. I mean, I love that Panthers matchup for Pitts though as well. I think they've actually been really, really weak, like specifically as like one of the better matchups in the entire league for.
Yeah, I think Juwan Johnson just went off against the Panthers, so yeah, it is tempting. I mean, it does feel like Pitts is kind of due for a good game. So yeah, I could see it. But yeah, Seb, let us know what the tight end premium is exactly. That'd probably help us break the tie a little bit. But yeah, I think it's probably between those 3. I mean, Harvey and then probably between White and Pitts there. Kind of depends on the tight end premium.
I'm always happy when I got to make a tough decision between like a Pitts and Rashad White. I think both of those guys could have solid games or high floors. So
yeah,
good spot to be in instead of picking from Jaden Higgins or something like that. Trying to catch a touchdown.
Although yeah, he's coming off a good game, but yeah, they still don't. use like Higgins and Noel as much as we would like.
Yeah.
But I could see like a random game from White where like he's been disappointing. Maybe some people even finally bench him, and then he just has this like wild game where he has like 12 targets and like 8 catches and like 70 receiving yards and a receiving touchdown, and it's just like a complete PPR scam.
Yeah. No, that'd be phenomenal if so. I love that. Also, by the way, Todd, I see he says or raw. I'm gonna write this down. Or raw live. Uh, or
Okay,
raw
so it sounds
live.
like he has a second YouTube channel. Then he says
On
or
the
Raw
YouTube.
Live on the Tube, and that's Raw with two W's,
Yeah.
all one word, Raw Live. And he says you guys are awesome. Hey, thank you, appreciate it, and yeah, so yeah, we'll have to check out that channel as well. But yeah, help him get to 100 subs though on the Todd's Real Lawn channel. That would be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Shout out Todd. Yeah. Let's get him to 100 subs there. He's real close. And then Seb, by the way, said he didn't lose because of that Vidal Harvey. They'll start sit, so that's good. He beat the number one guy in the league. I didn't see that matchup, but I'm sure that must have been a close matchup. He's got a really good team. Um, so yeah, glad that didn't screw you. Although I technically want you to lose in there, Seb. I think Trent and I are probably actually in seventh now after losing. We lost to like I mean, dude, everyone on our team is hurt in that league. It's just ridiculous. But we own like half the draft. That's like I mean, I don't know. It's not the worst if we don't make the playoffs. I mean, better picks, I guess. But
How many 26 first do you have at this point?
we have like six firsts. I swear we have like six thirds as well.
Oh wow,
We have like two early seconds. Like it's not been
wow.
bad. And we got a good team. It's just like we lost Kraft. Pearsall hasn't been playing. Hunter's been out. Like it's just like, dude, like and then everyone was on bye this week. That was a big one. We were starting like I mean, I was happy to plug in Tyler Higbee for like the third time this season.
Oh my god.
This week it's been bad.
Yeah, is that the league where you traded like London to
Yes.
Jacob for like Craft Plus? Okay, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and like, dude, like no regrets on actually like the craft like in that part of the deal. Like, I mean, London's been great, which he needed
Yeah,
to be in that deal anyways. Kraft, like, honestly, had been moving up so because Seb's been trying to get him. I don't want to trade Kraft like at all, dude. Like, I had so much respect on Kraft this season.
yeah.
I mean, he basically was just playing like a wide receiver one in those heavy tight end premium leagues. Like, he was really producing like that, and then tears his ACL. So what are you gonna do?
Bad
But
luck.
yeah, I still don't mind that trade as minus the fact that no one's playing on our side. I guess we have Alec Iamaner. He's in the lineup, so
Hey,
hoping
let's
for the
go.
best. But not a great run out on that one for sure.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, you got the pick, so yeah. If you miss the playoffs, I mean, the future's looking bright regardless.
Yeah, if I'm gonna lose a deal or temporarily lose one or whatever, at least let it be off like an ACL and a phantom. What is going on with injuries, by the way, this year? Like Pearsall, Bucky Irving. I mean, maybe even Trey Benson is getting in this category. Who else? Like, there's a bunch of players that are just like hurt. Oh yeah, Mooney. Mooney had a broken collarbone, and we didn't know about that until today. So he's
Oh
been
wow,
coming off a broken collarbone, which maybe explains why Mooney has been like just like basically doing nothing. I mean, I can't figure out what's going on there.
so is it still broken then? Is he still playing with a broken collarbone or what?
It must have healed or something, and then he's kind of Jaden Reed was coming back from that injury, so it's like
Okay.
so yeah, he must have came back for the start of the season, and I don't know. I mean, like if I don't know how we haven't heard about. How do you not hear about a broken collarbone
Right.
on a starting receiver? I mean, just on any receiver, but
Yeah, there definitely have been some like mysterious injuries where it's just like unclear timetables, and in some cases it feels like we're not. I just have like a gut feeling like we're not getting the whole story or like all the information, and then these weird things come out later. Oh, we had a broken collarbone all this time, and that's why he wasn't playing well. Being the assumption. Um, Wait, what was another one that comes to mind? Oh yeah, I just heard this on Fantasy Points today. They basically were referencing like something that came out about like George Kittle having basically like completely torn his hamstring, but he's just like playing through it. I don't know if you'd heard about
I
that.
heard something about that as well, about the hammy as well, like completely
Yeah.
off the bone. Yeah, I don't know, but hey, at least he's out there scoring points.
Yeah, but like, how is that even possible? So it's just like, I mean, like, my God, like, so it's just like crazy. Like, are all these teams like following all the rules about like reporting injuries? Because it doesn't really feel like it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't even blame like the actual team. I mean, like, what do they have to like? What do they care? But the thing is, like, the NFL like fantasy is like so big
Yeah.
now that those rules are in place. Like,
Right.
actually, like pretty much, I'm pretty sure because of fantasy and all this, like
Oh
all the
wow.
money being bet, like we need to
Sure.
know about these injuries and whatever. I'm sure there's other reasons as to why they would want to
Mhm.
report. But yeah, it seems like they're just completely I don't know, not following the rule. Like, how do we not know about a broken bone and all this stuff?
Yeah.
And
I
there's been
mean,
more
like,
players. I can't even think of like who they are.
right.
Well, I mean, I guess like the timetable on Purdy has been like so inaccurate. Like it's I'm not even
Oh yeah,
like
I mean, pretty much like every 49er. Then like
yeah
Jawan Jennings, like it came out that he has 4 broken ribs and a high ankle sprain and a low ankle sprain, and yeah, just a lot of weirdness with injuries. It seems like. Although on a positive note, I read that Aronde Gaston practice today, so that was really good to see. So
yeah.
hopefully that means he's on track to play this weekend.
Yeah, I'm assuming like with what we have because it was just like a quad contusion. I mean that would have to be like really bad to like not
Yeah.
play through that. It's more just like a pain thing.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not like he like blew up his knee or anything like that, or whatever, or strained it or anything. It's just a blow to the quad. Not a doctor, but I literally just had a quad contusion, like literally,
Oh.
and I just kept playing on it. Like I was playing a touch football game, and I was like,
Oh.
okay,
Okay.
well, I mean, it hurt like my God, like the
Yeah.
rest of the week I could barely walk, but
Yeah.
I think he'll be all right.
Yeah. Also, Seb says that it's a 1.0 tight end premium. So I guess in that case, you got to go with Pitts. And
Gotta go with
then
it.
are you still thinking probably Harvey over White?
Yeah, I
If
mean,
Dobbins,
unless like if Dobbins, even if Dobbins plays and it's like Harvey's gonna have such a better workload, I gotta assume. I just want to play Harvey because I mean, dude, Harvey's basically been better than White last 3 weeks at least.
yeah, that's
With
true. So yeah,
expecting
it
more
should only be
volume.
better now with Dobbins being limited or out. So
Yeah, and then obviously it's not even close if Dobbins is out. So
yeah.
I think you'll be firing up Harvey there, Seb.
And then
Regardless.
let's see. Todd's Real Lawn says, here's one I've been kicking around: Debo or Denver's #1 receiver, Tim Patrick, of course. LOL. And I'm confused. Tim Patrick back on the Broncos.
I mean, maybe he is. I doubt it, but that would be something I wouldn't even know about, honestly. I don't think he is. I think he's got to be on the Jags, right? Because the injury.
Yeah, I think he's still on the Jags.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah,
Maybe he
Todd.
means like Sutton. I
Okay.
don't know. Clear that one out for us there,
Okay,
Todd.
I think he's just making a joke, and he really means Cortland Sutton. So yeah, Debo or Sutton for this week.
That's such a like a bad. Like I hate that decision because it's like, dude, they've both been bad. They both started hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Debo just has not been good with Mariota, so I would just lean Cortland Sutton. Like, I don't know, is that right? Like, do you have
I mean, I
a
guess
lean? I
just hope that game's a shootout between Mahomes and Knicks.
pretty much, yeah. I don't have much confidence in Sutton himself. I just he's saying
I
Trey
know
Trey
Sutton.
Franklin.
Like Sutton will probably produce like when you least expect it. So
Okay,
just roll Sutton out there.
okay. He's saying the #1 receiver in Troy Franklin, who has had like some really good numbers actually. I
Oh
mean, I was having a conversation with Mad Chaos Dan, and I was like,
yeah.
I'm not buying it until I actually like have evidence, like complete. I mean, honestly, Troy Franklin's like actually their wide receiver 1 right now. So yeah, I would absolutely. I'm firing up Troy Franklin over Debo Samuel with
Yeah.
Mariota. What about you?
Yeah, I think I'd agree.
Yeah, he's just been good. Getting a lot of the first reads on plays too. I saw, so that's certainly very good.
Yeah, Todd also says go White, rainy here in Buffalo, so they should run. Hey, inside information. So yeah, I didn't realize Todd is in the
Yeah.
Buffalo, New York area, but yeah, good to know there. Yeah, I didn't realize there could be a weather situation there. So yeah, maybe a little more running. Although I do think White's like biggest upside would be the
I was
dump
gonna,
off.
I was gonna say he's gonna
Something
be
that could
catching the ball, but maybe they result to those. Maybe they lean on those short dump offs.
Yeah, because maybe it's harder to like throw downfield, so you get a lot of those dump offs to White. So I think either way that could kind of work there. So hey, there you go.
Yeah, so something for Seb to consider there for sure. But he said that before the 1 PPR tight end, I'd certainly still go Pitts regardless with knowing the tight end premium.
Yeah. And then Seth
And
also says he has to decide between Dylan Gabriel and Justin Fields. My God, what a choice!
wow, what what league is this, Seb? That's crazy. I
I
mean,
don't even know if Fields is starting. I mean, I wouldn't take that for granted. Like you're gonna have to like read reports and updates like up until like kickoff on that one, and
yeah,
could have a very short leash. So he
yeah.
might yanked in the first quarter, but I think I still just have to like roll the dice on Fields. Like maybe he'll just have like a random 30-point game when you least expect it, but it could be a zero. So ultimate feast or famine.
That's exactly what I do too. I would just roll the die,
Yeah.
hoping he doesn't get benched and hoping he actually scores fantasy points because I don't even know. Who knows what Gabriel's doing? I don't think he's doing very much for fantasy.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, I feel like we could be seeing Shador Sanders sooner than later, so I'd probably just roll the dice on Fields.
yeah, I see. Keep seeing a lot of that. I swear Stefanski will refuse to put Gabriel or Shitter out there unless absolutely forced. But I don't think Gabriel's been anything special.
Mhm.
With that being said, so yeah, I mean, who knows? Hey, maybe there is some benching risk that I'm not factoring in. I think you gotta roll Fields, pray for the best. He doesn't have Garrett Wilson. Like I don't, dude. The only way that could be a worse start sit decision is if you threw in like I don't know, like you threw like Bryce Young, and he even threw like a backup quarterback there, like who's a random backup QB.
I mean, even
So
Davis Mills would be better than those guys, right?
yeah,
So
yeah, Davis Mills might be better than all three of those other guys. So my God,
I
yeah,
mean, Jameis Winston would probably be better than them. So I mean, it's just yeah,
I mean, heck,
dark times for Justin Fields owners right now.
yeah, I'd be really excited to play Winston over those guys. That's for
Yeah,
certain.
so yeah, make sure that like Winston or
Yeah.
what was the other guy, Davis Mills, like aren't on waivers right now.
Yeah, and Jacob says London was peak for Blake must be coping. I mean, hey, I got to cope now after the ACL and everything, but I was genuinely very happy with that deal, especially like we needed like whatever like a 4-for-1 or whatever for a lineup. It was a 3-for-1 in our
Right.
lineup, and we
Yeah,
got
makes
Iron
sense.
Manor when Ridley went down, so I was very happy with the deal. But yeah, I mean, if I could trade it all back in for Drake London, who's been going nuts, I'd absolutely do that right now.
Mhm.
No doubt about that.
And Frank is asking, how do you feel about Brees this week against New England? What do you think, Blake?
Um, Brees
Not a
Hall's
great
gonna
matchup. I mean, New England's been pretty good against the run this year, but I mean, we're not going to be too good. I mean, you and I, neither of us like put too much into matchups in general. So, I mean, I think if you're normally starting Brees Hall, like you're probably just rolling him out there.
Yeah, but like I actually am pretty concerned about Bristol this week. I was
Okay.
like actually purposely not even buying him in the league for sure because
Mhm.
of just like how bad it's probably going to be for Bristol
It is
against
a Thursday game. Like I am worried it could be like what was it last Thursday's game was who were the Broncos playing? Was it like the Raiders or something? And it was just
yeah,
like the
it's
worst
yeah,
game
the
ever.
Raiders, dude, every primetime game, the last 3 have been abysmal and 3 plus, I think. Um New England is giving up at least the least rushing yards on the ground this season, so that's
Okay.
terrible to hear for Brees Hall.
Yeah.
He's not getting any help. There's no receivers, so I'm pretty concerned about Brees Hall. Like if you had, let's just say you randomly had R.J. Harvey, I'm absolutely firing up R.J. Harvey with a Dobbins out over Brees Hall. Like
How about
just no doubt.
Rashad White? We were talking about him recently as well. You start Rashad White with no Bucky Irving over Brees.
I'd consider it. I think it would be like I would potentially go that low. Again, I don't want to overact too much against, but it's like, dude, like Brees Hall needs. I mean, the games that they're going down in, which this should be one that they're just getting blown out in. I mean, maybe it's closer because it's one of these random Thursday night games. I don't know that even means that's a good thing. Like Brees Hall, his bad games, they've been down. He's had 2 really good games because they've actually won their last 2 games. And whether they've probably been good matchups. I know the Bengals was a great one, the best one you can have right now. So
Tough to imagine them being able to beat the Patriots, but I mean, where would that line be exactly? I mean, like if we're talking about like Tyrone Tracy or Devin Singletary, I'm assuming you're starting Brees over like guys like that.
yeah, I mean, if I have like no confidence in the guys that I'm choosing,
Yeah.
like those guys, I don't know. I mean, maybe Trace can break one, but I'd say they feel like the same play, but Brees Hall is just better, so I would play Brees Hall. So I want to play the better name, but really, I don't know. Do you have any more confidence than me in Brees this week?
I mean, not a ton, but I mean, he's basically coming off like 2 good games. And like, I know it doesn't feel like the most like sustainable thing in the world when you factor in all the context. But I feel like if I'm normally starting him, I'm probably not like benching him just because, it's against the Patriots or whatever. I mean, probably what bothers me more than anything is like the Thursday night football thing. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Thursday night, I mean, I just always have bad luck with that. It kind of seems like whatever you do is going to be like the wrong decision. But I guess I would just say if you normally play Brees, I would play him. But make sure that you don't have like Rashad White or Harvey. I think it would be safe to play like guys like that over Brees this week. But if you don't have like a clear better option, like if it's like him or Devin Singletary, like just play Brees.
Yeah, I mean the floor has been just so low for him as well. I mean he's actually had like a lot of good weeks just by being amazing, like honestly, and getting workload. But when they fall down, he doesn't even see like double digit carries. The receiving work hasn't been great as of recently for some reason. So again, I'm playing with caution. I actually am like absolutely firing him up though. Like all these leagues I own him because he's just like.
Right.
I mean, there might be like one league I bench him in, but it's because I have like really good options. So I see Frank is as saying Woody, Harvey, or Chase Brown, and yeah, I mean I would play. I think I'd have to play like literally maybe all three of them. Woody had a really good.
Oh yeah, you're definitely
game
starting
last
Woody
week.
Marks, and I think he has a good matchup this week. Aren't the Texans playing like the Titans this week? I believe.
Yes, yeah, they are.
Yeah,
So
that's a great matchup. So you got to start Woody Marks. Yeah, you're starting Harvey probably no matter what. And dude, Chase Brown had 14
14.
targets last week, so
Yeah,
you are starting Chase Brown. So yeah, I would start all those guys over Brees
yeah,
most likely.
yeah.
I guess
I
like
would
Harvey
start.
would be the one choice, but I'm probably playing Harvey over Brees considering the Dobbins situation.
Yeah, yeah,
Like even if
absolutely
Dobbins is
agree.
active, I still feel like Harvey could get a bigger workload than usual this week.
And he could just be way more efficient with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I mean, I would just have to do it again. I mean, I actually really hope I'm wrong about this because I'm gonna be
Sure.
having Bruce in lineups, but my confidence level is very low. So I hope that helps, Frank. But yeah, I'm absolutely playing those guys over. I would say, I guess, like you could say with there's some context around Nick Chubb being hurt and maybe some game stripped. Yeah, maybe Brees Hall could be a better play than Woody Marks, but Woody's been good. Woody's been very good, and I would just keep rolling with him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hope that helps.
And then Todd says it's because of Vegas and the betting odds and the spread of the game. Injuries are important, and the NFL lies a lot with a laughing emoji. Yeah, I can't say I have like a ton of trust in the NFL or just like big, billion-dollar organizations in general. I mean, I think they typically do whatever makes them the most money. Um, but yeah, I do think, yeah, the betting and fantasy and everything does have a lot to do with the rules and everything like that. So I don't know if Todd is sort of putting forth a conspiracy like beyond that, but it definitely feels like we haven't always been getting like all the information.
You know what's crazy is I normally don't well, unless there's like some definitive proof or really strong proof, not get into any of these I don't know alleged whatever, especially like scandal things like that. Dude, there's been like a lot around bet gambling and like the NBA. There was a coach literally throwing games. Like, did you hear about that? There was
I heard a little something about it. I didn't even really get the details on it, but that's
there,
insane.
there was literally a coach and he had a player. And like it was so funny because it was on Twitter. My buddy and I were just like dying laughing at like the tweets around this. There was clips of this basketball player. I don't even know his name is, and I think at one point he was good, or I don't know, maybe he's supposed to be good or something. He was just like completely like the clips of like in the games where he was like just completely selling the plays and whatever they were getting their under. I mean, they're so obvious. It's hilarious that people were actually tweeting in the moment saying, I think he has bets on himself. They're obviously like joking, but maybe being like, I wouldn't like. That's the way he's playing, and it's just even funnier that that's actually what happened. He was
Crazy.
such a bad. He wasn't very good at selling it. I mean, it was like just handing the other team the ball and shooting up air balls and stuff like that. But my God, I mean, and then there was also some pitchers that in baseball, I think it was like maybe two pitchers or something. This is really recent as well, I believe. They just got busted. They were like betting on individual pitches to be a ball, and someone swung on one, and they sent the other guy a text being like, mad or something, being like, why would he swing at that ball in the dirt? And like, I don't know. I mean, it's just so obvious. You put a bunch of money on one random thing being a ball, there's been a lot. Who knows? Maybe there's something going on with the NFL right now. Maybe it has something to do with these injuries. I don't know. I'm not actually trying to speculate, but it's been happening in sports, which makes sense. There's a lot of money involved. People
Mhm.
have some inside information or control. You never know. I doubt some NFL coaches doing anything like that, but you know, I wouldn't be shocked if there's ever the NFL gets kind of caught up in that.
Yeah, so I'm assuming like what Todd's saying is that they don't want to give us all the information because they want like Vegas to have an advantage in terms of like people
Yeah.
making the bets, because if they had all the information, then Vegas wouldn't have the same advantage.
Well, yeah, no, they certainly get an advantage on that, right? I mean, people are betting game lines and spreads, and they don't even know if like the quarterback's playing or whoever. I guess like Purdy versus Mac Jones and stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah, they certainly can get an edge on that.
And then let's see, catching up on the live chat. By the way, wait, let's see here. Oh yeah, so Seb says, I mean, I can bench Vidal and play Harvey over him, which is what I might do. So what do you think on that? What would you do, Harvey or Vidal this week, Blake?
I'd just play Harvey. I'm playing Harvey no matter what, basically this week.
Yeah, yeah.
If Dobbins is out.
And then Todd also says Cleveland did come out and say that Shedeur Sanders will start 4 games this year, so it's coming soon. Oh wow, I didn't see that.
I saw it. It was like I don't know, what was it, Facebook? I think it was like a fake tweet, basically, to my understanding. When I saw it, because someone said that in Listener League a month or two back, saying something, from my understanding, that was, unless there was a new one, actually saying the exact same thing. I believe it was fake, so I don't know, maybe check into that, Todd. Or maybe I should check it back into that as well. But I did at the moment, and it looks not real at all. There's no real source accredited to it.
Yeah, and then Frank says, would you sit? Oh wait, yeah, we already read that one. And then yeah, Seb was just clarifying that he was talking about the All-In League that you play in, Blake. And he says that he has trouble start-sit decisions because depth is really good. Hence why I've been selling players. Yeah, I do think like when your start-sit decisions each week are always too tough in Dynasty, like that's probably a good time to sell some of the excess for future picks.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fine line though, at least, because it's like some leagues I am perfectly fine having, I don't know, like, yeah, one or two decent or good even players that I shouldn't want to bench. But it's like, okay, how big's the drop off behind them? If it's like literally like Kareem Hunt or something, like, okay, I think I'll probably just hold on and maybe just hope things stay healthy, and if not, I got some backups. But when you have like, sometimes you just have like 5 or 6 of the same flex guys, then it really helps to shed off. I don't know. I mean, I feel like we were talking. Remember, we were talking about that Scott Connor, like, trim your flexes and your like depth. And I think it's I think it's a good strategy in general. But I was saying, Dan, before the season, like, if you have these players, like, I kind of what comes to mind is these Ramondres, these ETNs, I don't know, Moonies, guys like that. Some will be hits, some won't.
Right.
Sometimes I just kind of want to keep like all those guys to give myself, number one, like, options on who I can sell and whatever, and maybe one gets hot at the start of the season, I sell him, and then the other one kind of heats up in the second half of the season. You can kind of time it there. But it also just like sometimes you just need these guys and you don't realize it because Neighbors goes out and this guy goes out and you're like, dude, I wish I had Travis Etienne or whoever, inserts player X right now. So I don't know. I'm just mentioning that as like an off-season thing. Like, I should maybe almost like be more interested in like adding random ass players to my like benches that have some flexibility rather than selling them, because we see so many surprises. Like, no one can predict, whatever, just player X going off to start the season, right? It happens all the time.
I think it also depends on like the trade market in your particular dynasty league. Like if it's a really active trade market, I think then you could feel a little safer taking the chance of like selling off some of your excess, because then if you have some injuries and you need to buy some players, you can feel more confident that you'll be able to do that. But yeah, it can be tricky. And like some of these leagues where maybe you just have like one or two other managers that, you can usually make reasonable deals with, but everyone else is either like, they want the world for some player that's not worth it, or, they don't even respond to offers or whatever. So like in those kind of leagues, maybe that's where you more err on the side of like having that extra depth.
No, yeah, that's 100% a great point, because if I know I can get a deal done in a certain league, I'm definitely more willing to put myself in a position where I might have to buy something in the future or whatever. I'm playing completely different, really, in a league where I know I can get deals done versus blood, sweat, and beers. I mean, you and I are like the only ones that trade in there. So
Right. Yeah, it seems that way. Yeah, by the way, we got 8 people watching right now, so great to have everyone here. Definitely drop us a like if you are enjoying the stream. And yeah, if you want to support us, just make sure you're subscribed. Like, that's the easiest thing you can do. Really goes a long way. We are at 125 subs, pushing toward 200. So yeah, help us get there. And yeah, we're also going to be finally doing our review of Glengarry Glen Ross tonight, right?
yeah, no, I'm excited for that because I watched that like I don't know, like maybe some time last week,
Yeah.
and then just randomly the monologue from Alec Baldwin, and it keeps like playing in my head of just like how I don't know, like funny it is.
Oh yeah.
So
That's a very famous scene.
yeah.
In fact, like, I mean, I was hoping that, I don't know, like, let us know in the chat, like, if any of you guys like watched it. It's for anyone new to the channel, it's just kind of this part of this little like film club that we started, where we basically like watch like an old movie, or just a movie from like any time. We'll watch a movie like every few weeks or whatever. We choose it and we let everyone know. And yeah, Glengarry Glen Ross from 1992 was the film for this week. Very funny movie. But yeah, I was hoping a lot of people would watch it because, I don't know, like I just feel like, I mean, I think of like my brother, like we quote this movie like endlessly, like all the time. So it's just like a great movie to have inside jokes about and to quote and everything like that. So I'm hoping some of you guys out there watch it, especially if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, I'd 100% recommend it if anyone hasn't seen it. Obviously, it'll be too late now, but you can always rewatch the review afterwards when we get to that portion. But yeah, very excited to talk about it, and really good cast, by the way. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
think we were talking about that before I watched it, but really talented. And what else I would say before we move back on to fantasy here is I'm very impressed anytime like a movie can be really, I don't know, really intriguing or effective, and they like given what the plot, like what we're actually given the plot, and it really there's not like much that's going on the plot, like it's just very focused, and there's no murder or anything like that, which a lot of shows or movies have. So
Yeah.
yeah, they really make the most. It's really dialogue heavy.
Oh yeah, 100%. And yeah, I guess we'll leave the rest of it for our official review at the end of the stream. But yeah, I haven't seen any new questions in the chat. Is there anything else we want to talk about fantasy wise, dynasty wise that we haven't covered yet?
I'm sure there's plenty. I'm just trying to think if maybe there was anything at Spark. We didn't talk about AJ Brown, who maybe we should have done the AJ Brown dilemma today.
Oh yeah, that could have been one. Yeah, for sure. Like, because it seems like, I mean, from what I'm hearing, it seems like he hasn't really been playing all that well from just like a film perspective. And I mean, Devonta Smith has been pretty clearly outplaying him this season, and I'm starting to get worried. I mean, he did have like the one spike week a few weeks ago against the Vikings when I was doubting him. But yeah, since then, I mean, he's injured, and I think they had the bye week in there, and he does like nothing this past week.
Nothing
And
against.
I only have one share of him in Dynasty, but starting to get a little nervous about him.
I'd be pretty nervous. Like he's literally said, "Drop me in fantasy or whatever if you got me." Like you're.
Said that?
Dude, you didn't see that? Yeah, he was like
No.
on this guy's like live stream. I don't know who it was, but he said a bunch of things. He's like, yeah, if you got me in fantasy, like you might as well just drop me. Like.
Oh my Lord! Good God!
I'm like honestly, like I would actually be like buying AJ Brown if people are like, actually, especially in Dynasty, if people are like reacting that much to it.
Right.
I'm actually probably interested in getting him and for future seasons. But he's getting up there. He's going to be probably 29 next year, right? And yeah, he was also saying like he was playing with the Eagles in like Madden on the stream. And they were going over like the stats. He's like, "Oh man, like you had 8 catches." Whatever the other guy is saying that, and AJ Brown's like, "Yeah, it's the only highlights I got this year." It's like in this game of Madden. So,
oh my God!
Wow. I don't know. It's pretty funny, honestly, like really funny. But hopefully, he can turn it around. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. Hey, we got Nahal in the chat. Welcome. He says, "Yo, I beat JT." Like that is crazy. We were talking about it in the Discord.
Yeah.
And, yeah, if anyone out there hasn't joined it yet, we'll probably drop the link in the description and maybe the comments. But yeah, who did Nahal have again? He had like Gibbs and was it A-Chain?
I don't think he had any of them. I think that's what I said. It was like crazy.
No, but I think he did end up having. I don't know. I could pull up the Discord, but I think he actually did end up having something different than you were thinking. I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah, because
yeah, that's crazy. I mean, we probably haven't even talked enough about JT. I mean, I guess what is there to say? He's just like incredible. But an interesting question that I saw in the league chat of the listener league was who was it? Denny was asking, like, should I trade JT for A-Chain and Justin Jefferson, like in a redraft league? And I told him, like, no, like he's just basically untradeable. Like, I mean, I can't even think of like what combination of players I would trade JT for. I mean, I'm sure there's some where it's like, okay, if you're offering me like, Christian McCaffrey and Jahmyr Gibbs and, Jamar Chase, okay, yeah, I'll trade him for that. But like, I mean, it'd have to be so absurd.
Yeah, I mean, it literally depends on league settings. I mean, he's pretty much untradeable. I don't expect that. Here's the thing. I don't expect, when I say he's untradeable, I'm not expecting anyone to just throw in Justin Jefferson. I mean, I don't think anyone's really willing to do that. So, I mean, yeah, if it's a league where, like for him, I mean, if he's got, like, I mean, some people might have, like, Michael Wilson in their flex or whoever, who knows, right? Like, I mean, if that's the case, I'm taking that. And Chain's been awesome. He dropped 40 points this last week, and I'm just going to hope, Jefferson can get better or whatever. He actually Jefferson at least has a really good schedule for fantasy playoffs I've been seeing. It's like...
Yeah, I noticed that, yeah.
Of matchups, so maybe there's some better, days to come with him. I don't know. I think that's a really, really strong offer. I hate to move JT ever right now, or any player scoring anything like JT is right now. But Chain's been very solid. I mean, I think he's just shy of a legendary running back season himself right now. So, he's been phenomenal. That's probably a lineup one, but I think that's a good advice in general. It's just like JT's untradeable unless you're like absolutely forced. And good stuff in the hall for beating JT. He said he had... Gibbs.
Oh, yeah, and I just checked it. He has Gibbs and Bijan.
Oh, he gives him Bijan. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, obviously the monster game from Gibbs, I'm sure, went a long way toward being able to overcome JT. But, yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I don't think many people that were facing JT this past week were able to win, so that's pretty cool.
You needed a Chain or Gibbs. I almost beat... I've been red hot in my, main... The Trent's in that league as well. Is the only person I think you know from that. I almost beat... JT myself. It looked like I was cooked, right? And then I had to Chain though, and I lost because I needed like 22 points from Keenan Allen, Gadsden, and QJ, all three of them, and they scored me 18 or whatever it was, something like that. So I came up like 4 points shy on that one somehow. So, brutal loss there, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Hard to overcome Jonathan Taylor on a legend.
Oh wait, Nahal said he did have a Chain. Okay, so did you have do you have all of like Gibbs, Bijan, and a Chain then? Because that would be insane.
Maybe he meant like he had a Chain, didn't have Gibbs, or maybe I misread it or something.
Well, in the Discord, he said he had Gibbs and Bijan, so I don't know. Clarify that for us, but Nahal says, but I needed Saquon to not outscore Hurts by 5 points. Nahal says that's someone else. I didn't post my team.
Gotcha. Wait, what? Okay, maybe it was K-Max.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was Camex. I was mixing him up with Camex. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I was thinking that was in Hall as well when exactly when he said that. So maybe I feel like Camex might be JT.
Oh yeah, so I guess look at that. Like two viewers of the channel took down JT teams this week. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean that's not easy to do. So
yeah,
that's some good stuff. And then J-Bug, welcome back, says, should he start? We're seeing a lot of Chase Brown popping up, it seems like.
Okay.
Stream. Chase Brown, Odunze, Dobbs, or Zach Charbonnet at flex. So, I mean, I'm assuming if we're just picking one of those guys. If so, let us know. If it's two, I'm absolutely playing Odunze and Brown. I mean, that would be my immediate answer if it was two, but with one, who do you prefer, Dan?
I think Chase Brown. I mean, just the Bengals they've just been so insane. I mean, they've just been like a fountain of fantasy points lately, it seems like. So I pretty much just want to start Bengals anytime I can. And yeah, 14 targets last week for Chase Brown. I also heard a pretty absurd stat about Chase Brown. I'm pretty sure it was on Fantasy Points, and they said that I think this is on the season. Don't quote me. I might have to double check this, but I swear they were saying that Chase Brown has been like running a route on like 90% of the Bengals passing plays, which just seems like totally absurd for like a running back to have that high of a percentage. Did you catch that, Blake?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like that is such an absurd stat. So, like, yeah, how can you not start Chase Brown?
Yeah, I mean, I think his rushing efficiency has come up. I don't know if his numbers have been like. I mean, he might only have like one rushing touchdown this year or something, but the receiving work. Well, I actually looked back at his receiving work. I think he had one good game prior this season, and then he just randomly had 14 targets in that Bears like complete bonanza bowl. So I mean, we'll surely see like a bunch of regression, but his receiving works has been good. He's been getting at least like 3-4 catches a game, which
Yeah.
has been giving him at least a floor that he didn't really have to start the season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think Rome Odunze is banged up too. So, I mean, who are the Bears playing? Man, I got to be better with this. Knowing who's playing who this year or this week
Yeah.
and stuff. But
Hey, it changes
they're
every
playing
week.
Vikings. They're playing the
They're playing
Vikings,
Okay.
which again, the Vikings have been a pretty damn good matchup. I know they had a good game against the Lions. They looked awful this week. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think they're both strong starts. Man,
I mean, I do feel like the Vikings defense had been playing better lately. I guess that
it was
wasn't.
just
I
that
mean,
one game. It was just that one
just
game.
one game against the Lions.
That
Okay,
was
fair enough.
literally it. They played awful last. Well, okay, they didn't play. Actually, they didn't play like completely awful against Lamar. They actually did pretty decent against Lamar, but
Right.
the offense played terrible, and it was like the complete opposite of the Lions game overall. But
Right.
dude,
Yeah, I
he's
mean,
banged up.
as a owner of a lot of Ravens, including Lamar, like I was definitely hoping for better, for him against the Vikings.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like it's not like a great matchup. I'm not saying like, okay, you got to shy away from Odunze because of the matchup, but I don't know. I'm just feeling Chase Brown lately. I think that's the way I would go if I can only start one.
Yeah, I think honestly for me, I'd say it's pretty damn close. But Odunze's hurt, so I think for now it would be completely fine playing Brown. I don't know what's going on with Odunze. Maybe it's his heel again. I think Nahal was talking about that on our stream. I could be wrong. It might be another injury though. So I'll be all right with leading Chase Brown as well.
Yeah. Hey, feel free to disagree, but that's just what my gut's telling me.
I really don't have a lean. Like it's just Odunze's hurt though.
Yeah. And then Nahal lists his roster here. He said he had Puka, Abuka, London, A-Chain, Judkins, Brees, Gadsden, Hurts, and Dart. Man, that is a pretty sick lineup there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a nasty lineup. I mean, hopefully it's a super flex too, so you can play both those.
Oh yeah, I assume because he listed both, so I'm assuming that's a super flex league. So yeah, that's sick. If you can start both Hurts and Dart.
Yeah, he maybe just picked up Dart. I mean, that actually sucks that I didn't, because I have elite quarterback in every redraft league. I didn't pick up Dart anywhere because I didn't need to. And by the time I was like, okay, now I'll pick up Dart. Like, it's too late because everyone owns them already. So, huge pickup though, even in a single quarterback to kind of take Dart off your opponent's rosters.
Yeah. And then Nahal says, quick question: start two, Ladd, Rome Odunze, Travion Henderson, AJ Brown. I mean, I'm not feeling great about AJ Brown like we were just talking about, but historically, I feel like players that like are like struggling kind of mysteriously in a season, the ultimate like get right game is like playing the Detroit Lions. So I don't know if that still applies. Lions are certainly a lot better these days, but I could see AJ Brown coming to life. So I think he's at least in consideration. I mean, Travion Henderson, it feels like you got to play. Then let's see. Ladd plays. Who do the Chargers play this week again?
Shoot.
Oh, the Jags. They play the Jags. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good matchup.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're probably going Ladd and Travion.
I'd want Ladd and Travion for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could definitely see AJ Brown going off on your bench there because that would just be so typical of fantasy.
I'd be more willing to play him if he didn't just tell us to drop him in fantasy. So. Yeah.
Maybe he's just trying to like reverse jinx himself. You know what I mean? Like he's just, I mean, what else can he do at this point?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he's really that mad about. Maybe just the way they're deploying him. But I mean, really, like, all I'm ever reading is that like teams are just like, completely like bracketing him and not playing. He's like the best receiver in the NFL against man when given like the season and I guess probably every season.
Mm-hmm.
And they just like are completely rolling their coverage to him, like eliminating him from the game. They probably refuse to play him in the slot or something like that, and kind of, force the ball in his hands. So like, yeah, AJ Brown's kind of just been like, uh, you know, just not really working for fantasy. I mean, it's not like he's been brutal, but he's not been.
It's been rough though.
I'd rather play a hot Lad. I mean, Lad's been great.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so and yeah, Nahal says really tough decision, but I feel like I got to fire up Travion. Yeah, 100%. Like, Travion.
Travion's just a fun start too. Like, there's something about just like fast, young running backs that catch the football, like that can literally. I mean, again, you actually don't even need to make it up now. Before I'd say Travion can crib anything he touches. Well, we just saw that, thankfully. So I mean, I do love a player like that. You do have to risk a Thursday night football curse. I'm not gonna worry about it. The Jets have been a pretty abysmal defense, so I think that's a really fun start. Like,
yeah. And then J Bug says pick 2 running backs out of Dowdle, Brees, Saquon, Harvey, and Hunt. Okay, so let's do that one first. So
Dowdle's a must start.
Or 2 of these running backs: Dowdle, Brees, Saquon, Harvey, Hunt. What do you think?
Yeah, Dowdle, Saquon. Yeah, I mean, Harvey could be better than Saquon, but he's got a tough matchup. I'm just playing Saquon. He's just too good.
Yeah, you got to play Saquon and you got to play Dowdle. So, I mean, I am a little worried about like the defenses against the Panthers just like loading up against the run because they're not worried about like Bryce Young in the passing game beating them, but you still just got to go Dowdle with what we've seen out of him this season is weekly ceiling.
Yeah, I want to play my 2 best guys / kind of for fantasy. I mean, who knows how good Dowdle is in real life? I mean, it seems like he's clearly pretty good right now. I think Breece Hall is amazing, and then Harvey could be, but I mean, find a way to put Harvey in the lineup this week too, if possible.
Yeah.
So,
and then he also says in one flex out of those backs you didn't pick, plus Stephon Diggs and DJ Moore. Okay, so what do you think about that? So basically, it'd be between Harvey, Brees, Stephon Diggs, and DJ Moore. We need one flex out of those 4.
Well, yeah, I would just put Harvey in that flex right now.
Yeah, so I guess there's your answer.
Yeah. I mean, Diggs over DJ Moore, I would prefer. I think, again, Dunze, I don't know what's going on with him. You could at least keep your eye out. I have like no confidence with DJ Moore. I think if you had him in a redraft, you could basically just cut him. Like, I'm not saying actually cut him. I think you might be better off cutting him.
Might be, yeah. You're not tempted to start him.
You won't be tempted to start him, yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, let your opponent pick him up and start him like that. Yeah, that's the move right there.
Yeah.
So. Says, should I start Otten or Fannin or Loveland this week? So 3 tight ends there: Otten, Fannin, Loveland. Otten had a big game. I was talking him up on the Saturday night stream, so that was definitely a call that I got right there. That felt pretty good.
Yeah.
We had a few other decent calls as well, but yeah, definitely tune into our Saturday night streams. Like we do a lot of it's mostly just like starts at decisions. When Blake's able to join us, we also like will rank like our favorite like flex streamers of the week, so that's fun as well. So hopefully we'll get back to doing that on this Saturday stream. But yeah, who do you like better between these 3 tight ends?
I mean, Otten's has been rock solid. Yeah, I mean, I got really good result playing him in a redraft league this past week, and I actually have Fannin. I played him over Fannin in that league. So I don't know.
What do you think about Loveland against your Vikings? I mean, he had like the big game, a little quieter last week, but the Vikings have been pretty vulnerable to tight ends this season. So I mean, would you feel pretty good about starting Loveland this week?
Yeah, who are the Bucs playing again? It's the Bills.
They're playing the Bills. So I don't think that's a great matchup, but not that we're too concerned.
I would just play Cade Otton with what he's doing. He hasn't even found the end zone. The volume's just been there. Like, I want to play.
Yeah, he's been kind of a cheat code. He's kind of feeling like Jake Ferguson-esque, like what Ferguson was doing, like, first, 7-8 games of the season.
Yeah, Loveland, is good, but I want him in Dynasty and everything. I want him in redraft as well. I just, Kmet came back and his rev share went way down. So let me have the tight end that's not only soaking in the volume, but playing every snap in Otton. And Fannin can always be a good start. He's actually been red hot lately. I think I just prefer Otton. I literally made that decision last week. So I would stick with that one again this week.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning Otton, but yeah, you can really make a case for any of those guys. Definitely a good question. And Fannin was added to the injury report, I think, today. So something to monitor. I don't know if there's any reason to believe he's, at true risk of missing the game, but at least make sure you check for updates on that.
Yeah, he had that, hammy last week that popped up. So it's probably just that again.
Probably. Yeah. So probably not anything to worry about too much. And then Nahal says, also got Warren on bye. Should I stream Otten, Schultz, or Theo Johnson in half PPR? Schultz has been getting like mad targets lately. He has like double-digit targets, I think, in like 3 of his last 4 games.
Wow.
And then Theo Johnson, I think, just got like a massive target share this
Yeah.
past week.
Yeah,
He's been good.
he's been like over 20% in like a lot of these weeks. I mean, he's been really solid. Here's the thing. I would actually say like you could even if there's a better streamer than Otten out there, it actually might be Theo Johnson this week with
Yeah.
Jameis Winston. Like I
Right.
mean that just sounds like that could be electric. There's no one else to throw to. I don't think Slayton's playing.
Oh, you don't think Slayton's gonna play?
He was like a DMP this today, I think. So
Okay.
uh,
I mean, my gut's telling me Slayton's gonna play, but yeah, I guess it's up in the air.
what was the injury though? Too, I don't even know what the injury.
I think it was hamstring.
Hamstring, yeah, I have no idea. It said a DNP or estimated DNP or something like that. So he could play. I don't think it's like completely ruled out. I mean, it doesn't even matter if he plays. I'm not too sure. I think
Yeah.
Winston going in there really becomes interesting for all those Giants guys. But man, Otten and then I guess Schultz has been really good, and you might get Mills back this week, which is like somehow maybe an upgrade over Stroud.
Also, Cade Stover could be back soon. Like, I don't know if it's
Yes.
going to be this week, but I don't know if I'm not sure if they've ruled that out yet. So, that might be a sneaky thing to keep track of. Also, the Titans are a bad defense, but they seem to get killed more by wide receivers than tight ends, if you think there's anything to that.
Yeah.
So I think they're all pretty good starts, but I think I'd lean toward Otten or Theo Johnson.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, Theo Johnson's up against the Packers, and like their one real vulnerability on defense has been against opposing tight ends. So
Okay.
I do think that's even like a better matchup than you might realize. I think I'm leaning Theo Johnson there, but pretty close between Theo and Cade.
Yeah, I really think like they're just about as good. I would honestly I think just for the fun factor, I'd want to like just fire up Theo Johnson.
Right,
James
with
Winston.
yeah, just go for it. Like,
It'll
yeah,
be so. Actually, by the way, he just says half PPR here. I didn't even see that. 100% I'm going Theo Johnson. He's been finding the end zone. Cade Otton, one way or another, has like no touchdowns this year, I think.
Right.
So
Right.
there you go. I mean, if you get a touchdown, it's the best play of the week. I'm going Theo Johnson absolutely, knowing it's half PPR. I was kind of talking about if it was full PPR there for a second.
And J Bug put up the I don't know, what do you call this emoji? It was just kind of like,
It's like I don't even, what is it like? I don't know. I'd say it's like kind of like a blessed emoji or something. I don't know.
right. But hey, we appreciate it, J Bug. Hope that helped. And then Nahal says, oh wait, no, I read that comment. Oh, then he says, Nahal says, would y'all play Rome over AJ Brown? Or wait, would you play Rome or AJ Brown over Dottle?
I'm just playing Dowdle until I'm.
Yeah, you gotta play Dottle just for the weekly feeling.
I'm just playing them for the weekly floor. I mean, like, it's just. I don't know what is going to happen with Dowdle in Dynasty, by the way. I have genuinely no clue. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, redraft, he's good until he's not. I don't know. But that Panthers situation, I was just talking to Coda about that. There's also Jonathan Brooks. Chuba Hubbard's under contract. I doubt Rico Dowdle's a Panther next year. Right? He's got to go get paid by someone.
Oh yeah, that's another one of those running backs
Wow.
that could get that free agency boost.
That is another one. Yeah, that will be in free agency. He will go somewhere. I don't know. Who knows if it'll be good or not. Hopefully somewhere good. But yeah, the Panthers, interesting backfield for the future. I'm playing Rico Dowdle. It's just, I don't know, like a 15-point game feels pretty disappointing from him right now. So that's a good sign.
Yeah. You think we could do the review of Glengarry Glen Ross soon? Because I'm actually under the weather today, so I'm probably not going to be able to stay up too late here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, what do you think? Should we jump into it?
Yeah, let's do it. There's T just said something in chat.
Oh,
real
sure.
quick.
Yeah.
Is that English too?
What about Bill Cormley?
Oh, maybe he means Krosky?
Yeah, he probably just means, Bill Krosky, yeah.
I'm
JC.
assuming Krosky?
Yeah.
T, let us know, because T doesn't even have a comment in here as well. We can't see a comment, T. If you meant to let us know what that even means there. We're going to need to follow up on that one.
I think he's just asking, I'm just going to assume he means like, yeah, should he start JCM this week? It does seem like Chris Rodriguez was kind of taking over that role a bit. At least he was starting to. Did score a touchdown in the game, and then he got hurt early in the game. And then JCM kind of took back over the role. But I saw that Chris Rodriguez was already taken off the injury report. So I kind of think like he's mainly got the early down role at this point, and JCM's going to have to earn it back at some point maybe. I mean, I still think he has upside. I did hear a surprising stat about JCM because, I mean, everyone would probably assume that he's probably hasn't played very well. I heard that he's second in the NFL in yards after contact.
Okay.
which is pretty shocking. So I guess like the only presumption would be that like the Commanders' offensive line has been blocking better for Chris Rodriguez and Jeremy Nichols than they have for JCM just by like pure variance basically. But that is pretty shocking to hear.
You know, it's actually not that because you said the whole season. I thought what you were gonna say was like the last like month or something when he's been really
Okay.
bad. Because JCM had a 20% explosive like breakaway run rate or
Mhm.
like for the whatever the first half of the season whatever
Okay.
first 5 or 6 weeks he had a ton of breakaway runs. So I mean technically if you just get touched at the line of scrimmage, someone breathes on you there, it will count. I think it can be a deceptive stat. Maybe that's what we're seeing here because he, whatever, busted a 70-yarder. And okay, well, now he's got 70 yards after contact. I don't know. I mean, you said the entire NFL. That's pretty good, obviously, it sounds like. So,
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with JCM. I was pretty interested in him in redraft. If you're asking them about JCM, there's no chance I can play him unless you're absolutely, like, down bad. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty good matchup against the Dolphins, although it does seem like they've been playing better lately. Been playing some inspired ball, trying to save
Yeah.
their head coach or whatever. But I think Chris Rodriguez is probably a better start at this point. I just think he has the early down role. I mean, JCM will probably get a few carries, but
Yeah.
yeah, I would not feel good starting JCM at all.
Yeah.
Floor is like nothing.
Yeah, I mean it might be a premature rip JCM for dynasty. It was a good run. We'll see. I mean he can always try to bounce it back, but if you can't be the starting running back at the Commanders right now, I don't know what's to expect for the future there. He's already 25 or so or about to turn 25. So
Yeah.
yeah, not looking good for him.
And then it looks like we got another new name in the live chat, Jason Ortiz. He says, "Will you trade Vidal?" And Jason also owns Hampton. Uh, is that Ted McMillan? Wait, yeah, and then he also mentions that he has Rico Dottle. So he's got a couple Panthers there for any of these running backs: Brees Hall, Judkins, Jalen Warren, ETN, Swift, Aaron Jones. So he says his current running backs are Rico, Hampton, Rashad White, Kamara, Pollard. Okay, so to simplify this, he's basically asking, should he trade Vidal and Ted McMillan for any of those running backs? I guess the best one would probably be Judkins, and I'm
Judkins.
assuming this is redraft.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's got to be redraft. Yeah, I mean, Vidal's got one game left in him. Tet's been good, but he's just really been hampered by the QB play there. So,
I mean, he really hasn't even been that good from a fantasy perspective. I mean, maybe from a
yeah,
real
that's what I
life
mean.
perspective, he's been
Yeah,
good, but from a fantasy, like
no, that's what I
blame it
mean.
on Bryce Young or whatever else. I mean, that could
Yeah,
be completely legitimate, but the fantasy production isn't there. So yeah, and Judkins, I think, has a pretty
yeah.
friendly schedule the rest of the way.
No, yeah, I agree with Judkins for sure. Like, yeah, one way or another, Tet's not getting it done. For your redraft purposes, like Judkins actually wasn't as good as I thought when I looked back at him in recent memory. I really thought he'd been better, but I still would take him over. I mean, I'm not even considering Vidal in this trade. It's a one game
Yeah, he's kind of a
rental.
nothing. Yeah,
It's Ted. I would take Judkins over Ted rest of the season.
yeah.
I don't see
And
that
but yeah, thanks
quarterback
for the
situation.
question. And then J Bug says, would you start Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold this week? Okay, so Baker's playing the Bills, and so it could be a shootout. And then Sam Darnold, who are the Seahawks playing? The Rams.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, I mean Darnold's been good. I think he's coming off kind of a down game, isn't he? Or am I making that up?
It's like a down game, but were
They
they
were up.
winning?
They were up
They're
so
up,
big.
yeah.
So, I mean that should be really competitive against the Rams. So man, like those could
It's
both be kind of shootouts. So gosh, that really is a great question and a tough decision there. I feel like I would probably go. I want to say Darnold for some reason. I think I'm going to say Darnold, but it's really close.
yeah, that's tough. Like I feel like the right answer might be Darnold actually because of how good he's been. Baker actually had a couple kind of down weeks. He bounced back finally this week.
Yeah,
But big. I mean, it's against the Bills. Like I don't know. That just sounds like
in
fun to me.
Buffalo, and hey,
Yeah,
what was it? Todd that said it's going to be potentially bad weather there, so maybe that's a slight
yeah.
tiebreaker.
That's true. Honestly, I think I still gotta go. I don't know. I still gotta go Baker. When coming to one of these decisions between Baker and Darnold, if I have the wrong decision and the wrong decision is Baker, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, Baker's been awesome. I can live with that. So has Darnold, but yeah, again, we were just coming off a they kind of fluky 7 point game. He's had a couple other kind of low floor games as well. I think Baker was the better play. I would feel less bad about myself if I played
Okay.
Darnold and he was bad. So
Right.
that's enough of a tiebreaker for me. We're split on that one, but I think they're both really good options. I think that's uh,
Yeah, they're both good options. They're both in games that could be shootouts. I don't know. Something tells me just that with how good Stafford's been and how good like Darnold has been in like the right game environments, that like that game really, really could be a shootout. The Seahawks Rams.
Yeah,
Kind of what I'm feeling.
yeah, both of them are good defenses, but man, if they could, both offenses can get rolling, that could be like the game of the week.
Yeah, exactly. So my gut's just telling me that that's the game I want to have piece of. But I think they both could be really good shootouts. So definitely a tough question there. J Bug also says, should I offer Brees and Diggs for Derrick Henry? My wide receivers are JSN, T Higgins, both already done with buys. I also have DJ Moore. My running backs now are Saquon, Dottle, Harvey, Hunt, and Brees. Okay. So yeah, appreciate all the context there. But the question is basically, should he trade Brees plus Stephon Diggs for Derrick Henry, a 2-for-1?
I do it. Again, he said his receivers are JSN and T. Higgins. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you can always never know. There's receivers popping up off the waiver wire, rookies and stuff like that. I just give me Derrick Henry. I think he'll be better than Brees Hall rest of the season. Diggs is a decent flex, but not enough.
I think you'd rather have the running back on the Ravens than the Jets. You know, not exactly a hot take there. And we've just seen Derrick Henry just every season. He just gets better and better as the year goes on. So I think I'd rather just bet on that. I don't think you'll miss Stephon Diggs too much, especially if this is like a typical shallow redraft league. So yeah, I would make that trade.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that's the right move, especially if you can just hey, you open up a bench spot, get someone nice off the waiver wire.
Yeah. All right, so should we finally review Glenn Garrett and Ross?
Let's do it.
All right, so I mean, did you want to start this one off? I mean, so this is a situation where, I've seen this movie so many times. I'm definitely more familiar with it. Yeah. Do you want me to start talking about it and then you can kind of weigh in?
Yeah, I think because you've watched it a bunch, let's hear what, I don't know, where your mind wants to go, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely enjoyed watching it again. I mean, it's a movie I've seen many, many times. Definitely a movie that's very near and dear to my heart. Like I mentioned earlier, my brother and I quote this movie just about any time we talk. I don't know. There's just something about it. The writing in the movie is just so great. It's just so hilarious. Lot of swear words in the movie, which is not typically what I go for, but I swear this is the one movie where it somehow works. And it's just hilarious how these guys, these real estate salesmen in this office are just always yelling at each other and cursing at each other, and you just kind of have to see it to understand it. But yeah, I mean, in spite of a movie where there's a lot of cursing, you wouldn't expect the writing to be so good, but really it's the great screenwriting that really drives this movie. And it's written by David Mamet, who he also the movie is based on his play called Glenn Ross that came out in the mid 80s. And so then he turned it into a movie. He also directs it. And I mean, this movie is just pretty much all about the writing. I mean, there's not much in the way of some big fancy plot or any kind of special effects or action. I mean, it's all dialogue driven, which is really interesting. Yeah. And also what I think is really interesting is how much the movie actually feels like a play. Yeah. I mean, most of the movie takes place in just two locations. It's the office and then it's the restaurant across the street. I mean, I would say about 90+% of the movie takes place in one of those two places. So that kind of seems consistent with a play where, it's hard to change the set, so often. So a lot of times, in a play, you're going to have limited locations in terms of where it's taking place. Also, I think something that's really interesting about the movie and also kind of makes me think that it's sort of like a play is that, did you notice how half the characters in the movie we never even see? It's all these people, these characters that they're talking about, but we never see, whether it's Jerry Graff or Mitch and Murray or Shelley's wife or his daughter in the hospital or, James Link's wife or, these people that, they talk to on the phone that you never see. So they're always talking about these characters that are never there. So I don't know. There's just something kind of funny about that. and there's just like a ton of like exposition in the movie. Like they're always like referencing like things that happened in the past, whether it's how like their office used to be on at a different location, or different pieces of land that they were trying to sell in like earlier in the 80s, or Shelley's talking about like which years in the 80s like he was like the top name on the board in terms of like the top salesman. There's just a lot of like different like exposition in the movie, so it's really funny. It's almost like they kind of like make up for the fact that like there's not a lot of like glitz and glamour in the movie, with like there's like all this backstory, there are all these like characters we never see. So I don't know, it just kind of like I can see how it's not too surprising to know that the movie was based on a play. I think it kind of feels like a play in a lot of ways. But I think probably like the most like interesting thing in terms of like this particular rewatching of the movie is that the movie is so much based on the screenwriting, that what I kind of hadn't noticed like up until like this viewing, I would say, when I was kind of like watching it through different eyes, is that it's actually like a well-made film. Like I feel like there's good cinematography in it, and there's really like a great atmosphere created. That's something that really struck me. I mean, pretty much like the first like half to two-thirds of the movie, it all takes place at night and like basically like during a thunderstorm. I don't know, like I almost feel like I could propose like a hypothesis that like one of the main characters in the movie is the rain, because it's just like constant through like the first like half to two-thirds of the movie, and it just creates like such like a dark, gloomy atmosphere, and it seems like the perfect backdrop to what's happening in terms of you have these like desperate real estate salesmen who like most of them are struggling, with the exception of Al Pacino's character, who's like top name on the board, but all the rest of them are struggling lately. And I think it was just kind of like, in terms of like that time in America, I think it was a time when like the economy was struggling, kind of coming off of like the 80s. And so this movie, I'm assuming it takes place the same time when they shot it, which was like the early 90s. And so if I'm not mistaken, I think that was kind of like a dark time for like the US economy to a degree. And I think that these real estate salesmen are seeing the effects of that. Whereas like a lot of them used to be like really successful in the past. Like for instance, the character Shelley, played by Jack Lemmon, he even has the nickname Shelley the Machine Levine. He's kind of a legendary salesman, but he's just had like a really bad run of luck lately and has been struggling to make sales. So yeah, I think this like constant like thunderstorm, it just creates for some like really beautiful shots, and really kind of sets the atmosphere of these like desperate salesmen that are like stopping at nothing to try to close these deals, because like they're just really in desperation mode.
Yeah, I mean the rain fits in perfectly. Yeah, I mean just adds that desperation. I mean they're literally going out in the rain. It's like what's his name? Scully or Sully?
Shelley?
Shelly, yeah, Shelly. That's right. Yeah, he's like soaked at the guy's door, inviting himself in and stuff like that. It's just like, yeah, I think the rain. And also, I just kept thinking to myself, like, what time is it? Like, it feels like it's like 2 a.m., but the
Right.
restaurant's open, this cafe
Yeah.
is open, and then it keeps going, and I'm like, man, like this must be like a winter night, and it must have just turned dark or something when we got to this plot. Like, I
Right.
don't know, I'm so confused about like the actual. It's never mentioned like the time. It feels like the night that never kind of ends for a
Yeah,
while.
you know what? That's so funny that you say that, because like it's almost like this. I don't know. It's almost like they're in some kind of like Twilight Zone like universe.
There's no
Where it's just, like, this
traffic.
dark and stormy night that just like never ends, or
Yeah.
that's kind of how it feels. And yeah, by the end of that, like, I mean, it's almost like, I mean, aren't like most plays like three acts? So it kind of feels like, I was referencing like the first two-thirds of the movie. I kind of feel like that's like acts like 1 and 2 of the movie or the play, or however you want to put it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, this thunderstorm is going on throughout it. And yeah, it feels like by the end of like this like second act, when it's like still raining, that like it's got to be like 3, 4 in the morning. I mean, it just seems like it's this night that's gonna end.
It feels like it, and also I noticed that too. It's kind of like this Twilight Zone. There's like no extras. I mean, unless I mean, really, honestly, in the restaurant, all I can think of is a Dead Night. There's just like that one guy that Al Pacino's character
Watch
Romo
it.
is
Yeah.
working,
Yeah.
and there's like no cars on the street. There's no pedestrians. I mean, it is raining, of course, but like
Right.
there's no cars. Like it's so it feels like it's just this completely dead world
Yeah.
outside of these characters.
Yeah, it's almost like almost like a kind of like a strangely like apocalyptic kind of
Yeah,
feel, or like, or maybe like a or wait, what's that term for like between like heaven and hell? Oh, purgatory. It almost like feels like these guys are in like some kind of like weird purgatory, where they're just like cursed to being these like salesmen in a bad economy, and like no one will buy anything.
yeah. I mean, maybe it speaks more. I mean, there's not even like people to like go talk to on the street. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's not even like anyone for them to like hunt down. I mean, he literally had to hunt down like the one person we see in the movie. That's like that they just like I don't know. That's like a random civilian. It's the one
Yeah.
guy at the bar, and Al Pacino starts working them. So I mean, it is kind of
Right.
funny that like other than like the workers at the Chinese restaurant, that's like he actually starts working the one random guy. I
Right, and you
certainly
almost like begin to wonder, like, because I mentioned like all these characters that you hear about and that they allude
mhm.
to, but you never actually see them in the movie. It's like, do these people like actually exist? So it almost like kind of further gives like ammunition for that theory. But yeah, I think you probably could come up with like I'm sure someone out there has some kind of like elaborate like metaphorical like interpretation of this movie, or
Yeah.
almost like um just sort of like a weird interpretation of like whether it's like purgatory or like alternate universe, or but yeah, like yeah, I never really thought of that before, but that's really interesting.
Yeah, no, I think I think it added a lot, especially like with that and the combination with the rain. I think it was just perfect for the movie, and then also, man, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll just jump back to the beginning. There's like the famous monologue. I don't even know if we need to say like that much about it. I actually think
Yeah.
of how funny like what's the funny part about it is like that just like seems like something like I don't know, like anyone could write. It's just like it almost like doesn't even like make sense. It makes so much sense and makes like no
Yeah.
sense at all as he's saying it, like which is the
Right.
funny part.
And what's
Um,
also funny is that like no one even like knows who this guy is. Like they've never seen him before. It's just like, who is this guy? And like you'd think
yeah,
it would be like the boss of The Office, which is
yeah,
the guy played by Kevin Spacey. You think it would be like him, cracking the whip and telling him like,
mhm,
okay, we're doing this new sales contest and everything. But instead, he just brings in this like random guy. It's Alec Baldwin in this like fancy suit, and he's got a fancy watch and
yeah,
everything like that. And he's like Mr. like rich and successful,
yeah,
and meanwhile, like all these, salesmen in this office are like struggling big time right now.
yeah,
But he comes in there and he's saying like how easy it is, and he made $970,000 last year, and hey, you give me these crappy leads, like I'll go out and sell them tonight and everything like that. So it's just like the complete opposite of everything that like they're experiencing. And it does kind of seem like he's like gaslighting them, because like something tells me this guy is just completely like full of BS. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
maybe he's just like maybe like in the movie he's actually like not even really a salesman. He's just like some kind of like paid actor or something to
yeah.
like
It's
come in and like crack the whip, and but yeah, it is kind of hilarious, and yeah, that is like a really famous scene, and he puts on the chalkboard like ABC, like always be
yeah,
closing, and yeah, it's just a great and like hilarious speech, and it kind of like sets up everything for the whole movie, because actually kind of a quote from David Mamet that I heard once, the writer director of the movie. He said that like every movie comes down to three questions: who wants what from whom, what happens if they don't get it, and why now. And I think that's so true, and I think you can like perfectly apply that to Glengarry Glen Ross. So it's like, who wants what from whom? Well, these salesmen want to close these deals, from their clients, right? What happens if they don't get it? They get fired, right?
third place.
Basically,
You're
or at least like
fired.
the bottom guy gets fired.
Yeah,
And then why now? Well, because this Alec Baldwin character comes in and announces this
yeah,
sales competition between pretty much like the bottom three real estate salesmen at the office. Pretty much like whoever has the least sales at the end of this period like gets fired.
yeah. My favorite part of the speech just like first place you win a Cadillac, second
Yeah,
place you win a box of steak, third
yeah,
place you're fired.
yeah, exactly,
That's too
exactly.
good. Yeah, and also like when he is just like what is it, Moss? He's like, who the hell are you? Like, why are you even here?
Yeah,
Like if you're this big
Big important
guy.
guy, yeah.
He's like, see this? What was it? It's like, see this watch?
See this
Like,
watch?
that's it. Yeah, like
That costs
that's
more than your car.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like hilarious. Like every response he comes up with is just like the most like ridiculous, just like
Yeah.
I don't know, like self-absorbed, just like completely just like crapping on these guys. It's just hilarious. And then
Yeah.
there's obviously the coffee is for closers there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which
So yeah, you're hearing some of these lines that like I've referenced before. I mean, because I used, in the Blood, Sweat, and Beers Dynasty League we're in, my team name used to be Coffee is for Closers. So yeah, some of these things make sense to you now, I'm sure.
I think you must have mentioned before we were watching that's where it came from. I wasn't expecting it. I completely forgot about that if you did, and I was just like, oh, like there it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, so
But
that
yeah,
was,
so but yeah, I mean, the big question is, and it sounds like it did, but yeah, did this movie tickle your funny bone? Because it's one of those movies that like I feel like it's not supposed to be funny. Although when I was doing some research on it online, it was described as a dark comedy. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see that. That's probably like the right term for it because it's not like funny in the conventional sense. But for me, like I don't know, maybe I just have like a twisted sense of humor, but like it's just a movie that makes me laugh endlessly. So did it tickle your funny bone?
yeah, no, I think it would be even funnier rewatching though. I would say that because the first time I'm trying to absorb what's
Right.
all there's so much going on with for the
Right.
dialogue.
Yeah. A lot
That's
of exposition and a lot of different things they're talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
I think if I rewatched it, I would especially be funnier. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I definitely was like entertained and thought
Yeah.
it was pretty. There was just some times where, I mean, it's just so ridiculous. I actually love it. It's like the cops trying to get these guys to go into the room, and they're
Mhm.
doing anything but well, number one, acknowledging the cop trying to get in there. But they're I mean, it's just so funny how I mean, there's so much in dialogue that I thought was funny. It wasn't even like really what they were saying sometimes. It was, but it was like, what is going on? It's just like, okay, this Shelly is like pretending they're like he's perfectly pretending to be this like client, and then
Yeah, he's pretending to be like the president of American Express because Al Pacino's client James Link like comes in unexpectedly. He's like to Shelley, he's like,
Yeah.
"All right, you're my client. You're president of American Express." Like, and then they just go into this like whole like
They
fake
go into this
like impress James Link. Like
so
pretty much
deep.
like yeah, pretty much like everything these like salesmen do is like some kind of scam or deception.
Yeah.
Like they never just go and say like it's never just a straightforward sale. It's always
Yeah.
some kind of like scammy angle or they're lying about something or exaggerating something or yeah, I mean it's pretty hilarious.
They're so deep in the lie. They're trying to, whatever, cover it up. Okay, we gotta go. Then all these other things are happening. The cops telling him in, and then it's like they're blowing Shelley's cover. He's not that he works there.
Yeah.
But it never even gets acknowledged by the guy because like it doesn't even get acknowledged by him because the other guy, I forget his name, the kind of the fourth guy that's not Moss Shelley or
James Link. James Link.
Yeah, is it James
Client.
Link? Yeah, yeah.
Your client. Yeah,
No,
Pacino's
no,
client.
not like the other guy, the guy that's
Oh, Moss, Dave Moss,
nope,
played by
not
Ed Harris.
Moss. The other guy, the fourth
Cop?
guy.
The
Nope.
cop?
The fourth of the
Kelly.
no, the fourth of the workers, of the employees.
Oh, George.
George comes
Played by
out
Alan Arkin.
and he starts like doing the fake he's kind of like copying what Moss did about screaming and yelling, and then it's just like we can't even acknowledge like the James Link guy or whatever is so
Yeah.
like distracted by what's going on. He can't even like acknowledge like Shelley just like not the American Express like
Right.
like guy. It's just like that's like the biggest lie like you could like possibly come up with, and it's just like completely overlooked.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, okay, it's your time to come in here, Romo, and it's like, and it just starts going like nuts on the guy ruining the
He's
sale.
going off on the cop, yeah.
Yeah, he's going off. No, he's going off on Kevin Spacey. He's like,
Oh,
you
yeah, that
never
part. Okay.
open your mouth until you know
Yeah.
the shot.
Until you know the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Going nuts, and then when he's going in there, it's just so funny. It's like how their like egos are going off constantly, and then it's just like
Yeah.
they just need to keep saying more and more. They can never shut up. And then it gets Shelley in the end. It screws him over because he's completely going whatever going off on.
Yeah, he's completely loses it on his boss, the Kevin Spacey character, and then in the process of that, he lets this piece of information slip that he shouldn't know, and it basically reveals to the boss that it was Shelley that robbed the office.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's basically like the main part of the plot is that they get so desperate that the Ed Harris character basically comes up with this plot to like steal the new leads and sell them to the Jerry Graff, who's like this like he's one of those characters that you never see, but he's like I don't know if he like used to work in their office, but he basically like decided to like leave and like go to business on his own and like start his own like firm or whatever, and he's trying to recruit the George character to do it with them, to actually like go in and steal the leads, but George is like too nervous about it. And so you learn at the end that it was actually Shelley that he convinces to do it instead.
Yeah, no, which is
Shelley he has a sick daughter in the hospital. We don't know exactly like why she's sick, but that's probably why he's the most desperate of all the characters and why he decides to take this chance and rob the office.
Yeah, I love how they did that too, by the way, because we didn't even know that he did it. Number one, you're thinking Kevin Spacey's got the wrong guy here, but it also makes so much sense. Yeah, we don't see anything behind the scenes to know that he did it. But the whole movie, everything we know of Shelley is, okay, his daughter's in the office. And then you actually see, I love how they do that in like the, earlier in the film where you just see that desperation of Shelley where he's like, he keeps going to the Kevin Spacey character and he's like, okay, how about you just give me those two leads, Glengarry, and I'll have it. And he's so good at like, selling, salesman act.
Right.
And he's like selling him to like, give them these things, and then he starts negotiating. They're basically just doing their job, but to like their own boss to like try and get these leads, and he starts paying like he wants to start paying for them. But then you see how quickly he folds when he's desperate. He's like, okay, I got $100, like and then just didn't have the $100. So I mean, you could really see like how it's set up, like why it makes so much sense. I mean, and that also adds to the why what you were saying earlier, those three questions. Well, why would Shelley get in on that and steal the leads? Well, because he's got a daughter in the hospital and needs to do it now. So I thought that worked in perfectly, and I love that we didn't know that part, and it was one of those like Walter White like Hank when he's got it was one of those kind of like slips.
Oh, when he's like on the toilet and he's got the book.
He's got the book, and it's just like it's just such a I don't know common. Well, I guess Walter White kept his thing around. That wasn't like that was a pretty big like mistake, but it was in the same act of like kind of this like ego, keeping that book around. I mean, he knew he shouldn't have had that around, and then also Shelley was going nuts and slipped up. It was kind of in this act of self-pride, ego, and slipped up, got caught on it. I just love how that all unfolded before us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think also like part of the humor of this movie is just like watching like the frustration of like all these characters, because I think it's very relatable. Like even if you're not like specifically like a real estate salesman, I think just like this movie like really speaks to just like the general frustration of like just about like any workplace, just like the BS you have to deal with, the unrealistic expectations that your boss has for you. And it's so ridiculous how they're giving him these like absolutely like garbage leads. And they're even like people that that these salesmen have like had before, like after the Alec Baldwin speech, the Ed Harris character is like looking at like the leads he was given, like, they get like 2 per day. And he's like, look at this. I've had this guy before. I've been to his house twice. You know what I mean? So it's just like, how do you expect them to like make sales? And like a lot of these people in the leads, like they don't even have like any money. Like they're like completely these like broke deadbeats, like as they describe them. And yet they expect them to somehow like go out and make and close these deals and like make these sales for like these big pieces of land or whatever. And funny enough, Shelley manages to like pull the rabbit out of his hat, like pull the miracle, closes this $82,000 deal with these like, deadbeat clients that he goes out and like sells. Like we don't even see it, but like we hear about it after the fact. It's this absolute like miracle. Like how the heck did he do it with these like deadbeats that like never want to buy anything? And yet when he comes back to the office and he's like bragging about it and everything like that, saying what an amazing sale it was, and he's like, on cloud 9 and everything. The boss Kevin Spacey's like, if the sale sticks, it'll be a miracle, And Charlie's like, well, why wouldn't the sale? And then he just like, and then like that's He's just like,
Yeah,
oh,
you
like,
know
and then he
it.
just like loses that, like goes off on him.
Yeah.
But it just like highlights how ridiculous it is. Like they expect him to like make these sales, these absolute like deadbeat people with no money, and then when Shelley actually does it, he's like, well, the sale probably won't even go through because they don't even have any money. It's like, well, what do you expect them to do then? You know what I mean? It's just like so insane.
Yeah.
So I just think a lot of the humor of the movie is just watching the frustration of just these salesmen at the workplace. I just feel like it's very relatable.
Yeah, yeah. The funniest part is like, yeah, the empathy that goes into the Shelley because he could have just took a second to listen to the Spacey character, and then he would have not known. He would never got his cover blown on that because
Right.
he wouldn't have went off and leaked the information. And then
Right.
after he leaks the information, is caught and everything. He's like, well, I just made this $82,000 sale.
Yeah.
You can have 50% of that, and he's
Right.
like that sale. He tells them that those people just like sign contracts and
Oh, yeah.
and it's just like so funny. If he just listened, he would have known that. But also that goes to what you were saying about like the ridiculousness. Well, why are you giving him a lead if you know the checks are balanced for this person? Like that's
Right,
just,
exactly. It's like why are you holding out the good leads from him? Just like give it to him
Yeah.
and like give him an actual like fighting chance here. But instead, they're like keeping these leads behind literal locked door, and like they won't give it to them, and basically they're just like set up to fail. You know what I mean? Like I got all these crappy leads and everything, and but yeah, it's just so frustrating. But I think it is like really relatable. I mean, actually, like one thing it made me think of is long time ago. It was like 2012. I worked at a Radio Shack for like almost a year, and I never would have imagined it. I mean, like Radio Shack. I mean, you wouldn't think, you would think that'd be like a pretty like low stress job and everything, right? Like no, like you had to hit like they actually had a board just like in Glengarry Glen Ross. They had a board like in the back office, and it's like, okay, here are your phone sales numbers, here are like your battery sales numbers, here are your like electronic sales numbers. They had like all these like numbers that they were like keeping track of. And I mean, they really put the pressure on you to like sell all these things, and like, I mean, it was like really crazy. You'd never even expect it. So, this movie was actually like a really like relatable experience that kind of made me think back to that. But yeah, it's just so funny how like they're just set up to fail, and it's just so ridiculous. And I think it's just kind of that concept of like misery loves company. So it's just kind of funny to like watch people in this like really frustrating situation, and just hearing and seeing like all the hilarious ways that these characters are just so maddened by this ridiculous situation that they've been put in.
Yeah, they keep going on about it, especially the Moss and the other guy there. The George, they keep going on about it. Oh, they're supposed to, and then eventually it's kind of all this ploy for Moss to kind of like blackmail him into to do the office,
Stealing the leads, robbing the office.
But it's so funny. One of my favorite things with the whole movie was the Patel. It was like,
oh my God.
You ever have a Patel before? Well, if you had one.
Yeah.
You know. And then also, I love how it's like re-referenced again by Al Pacino's character, who we know.
Oh yeah, wait. Patel.
Yeah,
Ramadam Patel.
Yeah. He's like, that's 3 leads. He's like, I'm only seeing 2. This one here says Patel. Like,
he throws it at him.
He's like, whatever the god. Of India could come down and give him $1 million to sign the contract.
F and Shiva could come down. Offer him $1 million. They wouldn't sign the deal.
So, that was, and then he throws the cards at him. But then, no. He throws the cards at him. Then he like asks for them back or gets them back. Like, and he kind of like signals to, okay, well, whatever. Give me these leads. I'll work these now.
Right.
And then he says, those are 3 leads. He's like, no, that's not 3 leads. And then he throws them back at him again.
Yeah.
It was just hilarious how that was like so repetitive in the movie of just like, there might be this little something through dialogue, right? And then okay, well, one character says something back, and maybe we could just leave it at that. No, they're coming back for more, and it just keeps amplifying, and it's just hilarious.
I mean, just the way these characters go off at each other. I mean, can you imagine like talking to your boss, like the way like all these different like salesmen are like talking to the Kevin Spacey character? I mean, it's unreal, but yet, I don't know, like Kevin Spacey, he just kind of seems to be this like almost like broken man that's just trying to like get through the day, and he's got like a family he's trying to support, and he knows he's like setting his sales force up for failure, but there's like nothing he can do about it because like he basically blames everything on Mitch and Murray, who are these mysterious like overlords, or I don't even know like what their exact titles are. I guess like they own the office or whatever, or the business, and you never see them. But like he just blames everything on them. Like, oh, and even like the salesmen, like they're always like bitching about Mitch and Murray and kind of like putting everything back on them. It almost like reminds me of like to kind of use like a football analogy. It's kind of like Kevin Spacey's the head coach, and like Mitch and Murray are like the general managers. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, it starts at the top. It's all Mitch and Murray,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like it's unreal just the way they talk to each other. It's just so hilarious. And yeah, you were talking about like that scene at the end where there's just like so much going on. Like that the client James Link comes in, and then Al Pacino and Jack Lemmon like jump into this like skit where they're Shelley's pretending to be like the vice president of American Express, but then the cops are there because the office was just robbed, and then they're trying to call him in, and it's just such a like preposterous situation. It was so funny.
Yeah. Also, I mean, there's just so much. Reading this review, especially to like go in, and we're bound to miss some things. That was like the one thing on top is like, we saw that they're just clearly set up for failure. But not only that,
Yeah.
I feel like we get to see a lot about like each of these guys. Well, especially Shelley and Romo, of like their especially and then they also just so happen to be the two that were kind of working together. You really get to see those two. Their ability to whatever sell, and how they have also two different kind of styles, especially.
Right.
And you can kind of see how Romo's so successful with his style, but with Shelley too. I mean, like heck, like I mean, not only is he is he like awesome. I mean, like he's also, you get to see it when he's not selling directly to the customer. Like he's also able to just like jump in and play, and you just see how good.
Just kind of ad lib, and
you get to see why his name's a machine.
Like ploy with that Romo comes up with. So but go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, you can see why he's called the machine, and then not only that, I feel like there's kind of this split in the office, or of how at least I'm viewing it on the first watch of you have Romo, maybe you even have like three splits. But you have like Romo, and you have Shelley split from the George and Moss. I mean, George and Moss have just like, I mean, especially George. I mean, he's got no motivation. He shouldn't even be there. He should just quit. Like what? Is
George just seems like completely like lost, and like he's might not even like have all his marbles, and
Yeah, I mean, he's just like, completely lost. Moss is not even interested in like trying to sell anything the entire show movie.
Oh yeah, all Moss does is just talk and complain and bitch. He like doesn't even try to do anything,
and he just wants to set up the robbery. That's it. So that's like how you see him. But I mean, that's the thing. I think you really see how Shelley is like, well, he actually needs to do this. It's not because for lack of trying. He's the only one we actually see go and try, other than again like Romo. That's why he's on like the side with Romo, because you get to see. So you have like two guys that are just completely out of it, but poor Shelley gets sucked in. He tried. He even thought he sold an $82,000 impossible sale, and then you get to see how good Romo is, because he wasn't even trying to sell. That was like why he's so successful. He's just preying on this guy in the bar, kind of like a predator.
And he basically like doesn't even mention anything about selling land until like the very end of their interaction in the bar. Everything up until then, it's basically just Romo just kind of like pontificating about like all this random stuff and like life and just like his different like philosophies and just like random topics, like he's talking about like I mean he was talking about like sex at one point, and just like all kinds of like different like random things. But I think that was all part of his strategy to like sell this guy. Is he wanted to befriend him, and I think part of his strategy with like all the, like the seemingly random things he was talking about is I think he just wanted this guy to loosen up, because like that James Link character, you could tell he's like very uptight and like nervous, and that his wife kind of like who you never see, like kind of runs the show and like makes the decisions. So you'll probably even like notice this more if you rewatch it, but like everything that Romo's saying, it's like try to just like basically he has like this, like Romo has a very like carefree attitude, like I'm just gonna kind of like do what I want and live with the consequences, and I think he's hoping that it'll like rub off on this James Link, and then he'll be in a better like mindset to just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go for this and buy this land on a whim, you know what I mean, because he knows that's like the only way that he can sell a nervous, uptight character like this.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much there in that. I mean, in there, just that whole interaction. I mean,
Yeah.
well, one of the big ones. You didn't even mention, so I'll mention that after. But 100%, he's trying to come across as he's nonchalant and doesn't care. And hey, this might mean something to you. It might not. Like it's like, what do I know? Like I don't know. I mean, this is. I love how he kept like just explaining. He's like, this is land. Like it's just like the way that he was like talking was hilarious. And just like, this is land. What does this mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful,
right.
Florida land. And
just like so he's trying to be like so relatable. Like he's almost like trying to like put himself in Link's shoes and like basically say what Link is probably thinking right now, and it's pretty hilarious the way he does it.
Yeah, pretty much. And he's trying to get like loosen him up and all this like random. I mean, seemingly random talking. 100% is just like completely. I mean, you see how good he is at lying throughout the film, especially. And here, 100% strategized. And not only that, I noticed when I was watching, I was just like this James Link guy. I'm like, he's got his arm kind of around Romo. Like at one point when he sits down, and I was like, I don't know, is this Link character? Is he gay or something? And then Romo gets in tight, like when he starts to pull out the map. So is that like a well-known thing? I'm pretty sure he was, and he kept saying stuff about he said something about homosexuality. They was talking about sex. So I'm pretty sure he was like really like cuddling up and trying to come out that. Like I'm 100% like.
Oh wow! I've never noticed that. So I mean that's interesting. Like. I mean, my God, talk about going to like, lengths to like make the sale. If he was even trying to like, leverage that somehow, that's wild though. I never even really noticed that or thought about that.
You gotta rewatch that. I'm like 1,000,000% sure that's a thing. He was in tight, got his arm around him. He goes in real tight, especially when like he keeps moving closer and closer. And then I'm pretty sure that's what.
I'll have to watch it again. I mean, maybe you've managed to highlight something that I'd never noticed, but that's crazy. I've seen the movie so many times, but it's crazy how I never would have noticed that.
And I wouldn't doubt that that's something that Romo would do to.
Hey, if it helped him close the sale, I'd put nothing past him.
100%. So definitely check that out. See there, but I think that really displays like and then you see him lying to him after about the 3 days thing and. It's just so funny.
Oh man, that was hilarious. Where he's trying to convince them that, oh no, you don't count Saturday. It's not a business day.
What day is it?
Makes no sense.
Yeah, it's like, well, what day is it? Well,
right.
I mean, well, Wednesday,
Thursday, Friday. It's like, not a business day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, today doesn't count. It's just so funny.
Wait a minute. Like, what does he ask? Like, I don't know if he asked the time or something, but he's like, wait, what time did you mail the check? And he's like, he like says the time. He's like, oh, well, they haven't cashed the check yet. He's like, I just called downtown. It's sitting on their desk. Just like the BS he comes up with. It's just like, no matter what you say, like Romo will come up with angle why. Oh no, it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, no, exactly. He has some kind of something ready for anything, which I guess it makes it really good, scammy salesman. And also one thing I wanted to mention too is like I love you can kind of you can see the difference in all these different salesmen throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Again, just George didn't even give an attempt. They literally didn't even try to sell anything. Neither did Moss.
Only one time. You see this scene. It's like 30 seconds long, where like he cold calls one of the leads, and he's like, Mr. Palermo, and then he's like, oh wait, I'm sorry, and he turns a page or something. He's like, Speece, Mr. Robert Speece. He didn't even have like the right guy's name. And he was just terrible.
And I think at the end he gets on the phone as well. I don't know. I think it's literally right at the end. Maybe he's
yeah. I think you're right.
So you really see nothing from him. Yeah, same with Moss. But with Romo, I mean, you can at least see like, I don't know, I'm sure I don't like work in sales or anything. A lot of it is probably about just like motivation and like confidence and stuff.
Yeah,
and you really see that with like Shelley, who's trying to. I mean, he knows he's on a cold streak. He wants to go sell. He's at least trying. I mean, you got to try, right?
Oh, I mean, he tries so hard. I mean, like in each one of those calls, it's always like, oh, I'm only in town for the night, and I just flew in, and I mean, it's always like some elaborate story, and then it's like, oh yeah, I just wanted to award you your prize. Like you and your husband must co-sign for the receipt of your prize, and you know what I mean. It's just like I mean, he doesn't even say like I'm trying to sell you something. He's making it sound like they've won something, and you just need to like sign for it. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's trying to disguise it, and then also, yeah, Romo. We get to see what he does. But the one thing that stood out though is in this, whatever back and forth, and they're all yelling at each other and chaos. Well, Romo can celebrate like Shelley's win there and say,
right.
And not only say that, he's like, man, I forget what it was, but he's like, hey, you taught me how to.
Yeah,
Shelley,
right.
You taught me how to do it, and he's like, hey, I could still always, he's the one at the top of the leaderboard. Shelley wasn't even on the board, I don't think. And
yeah, Shelley's like the OG, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, the baton's been like passed to Romo, who's been like, ruling the top of the board lately in terms of sales.
Yeah, Shelley wasn't even on it, and he's just like, get me on the board, and not only that, but
put me on the Cadillac board.
Yeah, exactly. And Shelley and Romo, because it was the what was it? It was the American Express thing. So after that, he was like so impressed with Shelley on the spot. He's like, man,
right.
if I'm still learning things from you,
Yeah. He's like, hey, I've been on a hot streak. Like, so what? I could learn a thing or two,
yeah, I'm on a hot streak. So what? What does that mean?
Yeah.
It's like that's how you would say everything, But,
he's such a funny character. Yeah. A couple last things I wanted to ask you about before we probably wrap up the review here. There was one, we kind of talked about some of the like the metaphor of the rain. Another possible metaphor I noticed in the movie that I haven't been able to figure out yet. So I don't know if you noticed it or if you had any thoughts about it, but there was that like subway that basically connected. It almost seemed to connect like the office and then the restaurant across the street, which are like the two places that most of the movie takes place in. And then like almost like connecting between the two of them, running between the two, you see this like elevated like subway in the background.
Yeah.
And I mean, you pretty much see that anytime they're going from like the office to the restaurant or the restaurant to the office. It's like always running. It's making these like loud screeching noises. Sometimes you even hear it at like other random parts of the movie. I definitely felt like there was some metaphor there. Did you have any thoughts about that?
Well, not only there, I actually noticed it before the movie even started, because it's
because the opening credits
credits has the subway going through,
and the movie ends with the subway too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's even there. I really haven't. I mean, I really didn't think about it at all. I noticed it. I couldn't think of any reason. I'm sure there's probably a pretty obvious or something. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like it should be obvious, but I haven't been able to like pinpoint it yet. So I was just wondering if you had any thoughts about that. I'll have to think about it some more. And then also kind of like a funny irony at the end. Not only did it like come back to the subway again, but did you notice the song that was playing and like some of the lyrics in the song? It was all about like blue skies, like nothing but blue skies ahead, like kind of thing. And which is just like the exact opposite of this like rainy thunderstorm, night that is occupying like 2/3 of the movie. So that was just funny. So, I mean, they definitely seem to have like a lot of fun with like, some of these metaphors and then like the rain, but then like this like cheerful music talking about blue skies. So I didn't know if they were trying to like say anything specifically there. But I mean, it really is kind of a depressing ending when you think about it. I mean, I'm assuming like Shelley probably gets arrested and like put in jail. And I mean, it really is kind of sad. I mean, not that like that's really the focus of it, but if you actually think about like what actually happens after the movie ends, like it's kind of depressing to think about.
Yeah. I mean, 3 of them should be
arrested.
And then, Romo, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to call him the only true salesman because.
Wait, who's the third? George? Like, are you calling him like an accessory before the fact? Like how
Moss sounded like he wanted to sell him out. So, I mean, he also just felt like he was acting guilty. I mean, he was acting really guilty.
Oh my god, yeah, he's such a nervous character, George. Yeah, he's pretty funny, and
he got in trouble somehow. Would be my guess.
Yeah.
Whether he should have or not, Moss will we'll sell him. I guess he didn't do the robbery, but
Yeah. But yeah, you definitely tell George felt guilty. Like the way he was acting when like the cops were there,
yeah,
like he was just like a nervous wreck. And then I love how you hear like George go off when he comes out of like the room where he talked to the cop, and he's just like, "How can you talk to me like that?" You know, and he's just like ranting and raving, and
and it's
he's
such
like
the
making
worst
friends,
time.
and he's like, it's just
It's
hilarious.
also like the worst time where I literally as like I was literally watching the movie. I'm like, George, just shut up. Like, and then that's
Yeah,
literally what
and
they
then
say to
finally,
him.
like the Kevin Spacey character comes out, and he's
Yeah,
just like furious. He's like, "Will you go to
yeah,
lunch?"
yeah. No, and then he basically just says, "Will you shut up?" Like, they might
Yeah.
actually say those words
Oh yeah, he
at some
says, "Will
point
you
too.
shut up?"
Yeah,
We're trying to conduct business here. Just go to lunch, George.
yeah,
Will you go to lunch?
yeah. Like he will.
Then the last thing. Go ahead.
I just want to add. I mean, maybe yeah, really good acting, but it was so funny because it was like bad acting in the movie, but good acting in like actual, because you could just like tell. I mean, you see, you have the context, like that. Well, you actually think he does the robbery, number one, at that time when you're watching it, because you don't know that Shelley did, but you still know that he knows about it, that he's like guilty to some degree, and he just acts like it, like he like literally the way of perceiving, it would be interesting. It's that Russian test where you show the same clip but you have different
Right.
context to both clips. Maybe
Right.
maybe then you don't pick up that he's guilty, but I swear he seems so guilty in everything he says,
Right.
especially in that rant where he's kind of just like copying what Moss did.
Right.
And I just thought that was like pretty interesting. Of like, he did a good job of like the actual actor of selling.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100% agree with that. And oh yeah, the last thing I wanted to mention is, did you fully understand the title of the film, Glengarry Glen Ross?
well, okay. Well, Glenn Gary is the new leads, right? And then the
New
Glenn
leads, yeah, that
Ross.
they want.
Yeah, and then the Glenn Ross, like I think like it maybe gets mentioned twice or something, but it gets mentioned when they're in that cafe. I think when they're talking about
Yeah,
like they milked it dry, man. Like they or whatever
kill the
they
goose.
screwed.
They killed
Yeah,
the golden
yeah, they
goose.
screwed all these people over, and then now they're trying to make us, whatever, sell to these same people or whatever,
Yeah.
and they completely milked them. So I don't know. I mean, it's just some kind of comparison of like this.
It's basically a contrast. So yeah, as
Yeah,
you said, the Glengarry are the new leads that they're like really, that they really want, that they're aspiring toward, that they want to get but can't. And then yeah, Glenn Ross, yeah, they pretty much just mentioned that one time where Moss says like, he almost gets this like, gleam in his eye where he's like
yeah,
gets nostalgic for a second. He's like, remember when we were selling Glen Ross Farms, and he's just like kind of what would you call it, like reminiscing about like, oh yeah, remember those good times when it was like so much better, and and it was, things were so much easier and better and everything like that. And so basically what that connects to, like the contrast of those two things, it actually all comes back to a quote from Romo where he's talking to that James Link,
yeah,
and he says like, what is our life? It's either we're either looking forward or we're
mm-hmm.
looking back.
That's
Where
right.
is the moment?
Yeah,
And so that's basically the title of the film. Glenn Gary is
I
looking
see.
forward. Glenn Ross is looking back.
Ah, okay, interesting. Yeah, no, I didn't even put that together. I do remember him saying that quote though. He's like, yeah, looking forward, look back. What is he? It's like something about, yeah. Where's the moment? Like we're
Yeah,
not living it or whatever.
where
I
is
don't
the
know.
moment? Yeah, and that's so true. I mean, that actually is such like a poignant and profound statement.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that pretty much like wraps it up. I think we covered things pretty well. So yeah, glad you enjoyed the movie. Definitely a longtime favorite of mine. And yeah, I'm not sure if anyone else out there watched it, but hope you did. Like, really funny movie. Like, hey, like, it's never too late. Like, go out and watch it. It's a really good
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, so I doubt we have. It doesn't look like we have too many people left here. So I see. I see a couple of questions from Top 5K WA 11. I don't know if he's still in here. Do we want to answer these real quick, or should
There's
we just
no
sign off?
no chance he's in here. I answered it in chat for him though. Like,
Oh, okay,
so,
awesome, good deal.
yeah.
Cool.
But
Well,
should we
I guess we'll
pick?
call it a night here then.
Yeah, should we just pick another
Oh,
next movie?
absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, what should the next movie be for Film Club?
Any? Do you have anything that comes to mind for you right away? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, actually, it was one that came to mind just kind of out of the blue, and it's a movie I haven't seen in a few years, but I really loved it. I feel like you would enjoy it as well. Into the Wild.
Into the Wild. Is that heck is that? I swear I know what that is.
Yeah, that's the real life story of shoot. I'm forgetting the guy's name now. Here, I'll look it up as we're talking. But really a great movie. Here, wait, I'm googling it right now.
Yeah, I know exactly. Like, I've never seen this. I know exactly like what this.
Oh yeah, it's the real life story of Christopher McCandless, who basically like abandoned all his possessions and basically just like walked into the woods and decided just like live off the land. And it's just a really cool movie. So I mean, it's based on the true story, and he like hitchhikes to Alaska. And I don't know, it's just like a really cool and powerful film. Something just tells me you would really enjoy it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, hey, make it official, lock it in. Into the Wild is the next movie we're gonna watch. And what do we want to do? Do you want to say 2 weeks from today that we'll review it?
Yeah, we can say 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you watched that recently or?
No, I haven't seen it in probably like 5+ years. And it was a movie I just saw for the first time, like maybe, I don't know, like 10 to 12 years ago. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, like this was so good. Like, why didn't I see this sooner? And I probably watched it like maybe like 3 or 4 times over the next few years, but it's been at least like a good 5 years since I've seen it. So it's a movie I'd love to see again.
Let's do it.
All right, cool. Good deal. So yeah, everyone watch Into the Wild. If it's not on any streaming service you have, you could always go to fmovies.llc, and you just have to close a few annoying ads that pop up as new tabs in your browser, but eventually the movie will play. Yeah, we will review it 2 weeks from today. So that will be, let's see, today is basically Wednesday, November 12th. So we will review it November 26th at the end of our Wednesday stream, November 26th. And yeah, appreciate everyone watching. Definitely drop a like on your way out. Feel free to leave a comment after the stream ends. We try to answer those. Also, make sure to join the Discord. We'll make sure to have the link in the description. Follow us on X at Dynasty Savvy. And yeah, make sure you're subscribed if you enjoy these streams and you want to help support us, help the channel grow. Best thing you can do is just make sure you're subbed.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's yeah, I think you covered it. Let's call it a stream.
Yeah. So we will see you on Saturday for our Start Sit stream. Yeah, usually start that pretty late, so I don't know what the exact time will be, but yeah, hit the notification bell and you'll be alerted anytime we go live. So yeah, we will see you